You know what? You know why I'm on time? I'm on time because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Geeky Weekly. This week we have a very special episode, like a very special episode of Blossom. It's a very special episode of our show, and we're honoring and talking about the wonderful Janet, who was Kyle's mom, who we sadly lost yesterday. And we just want everybody to know today's all about Janet and all about her legacy.
Today's not all about that. I just
No. But for us,
how do you do's and whatnot. And
she was a guest on the show at least 3 or 4 times. She was one of our favorite listeners and participants, and she's going to be dearly and sorely missed. So
that's half our audience gone.
I know. Yeah, she was half our freaking audience. So yeah, let's just be, candid here. Thank you, Mark. But yeah, no, she's already sorely missed. But Kyle, do you want to tell the audience anything? It's up to you.
Oh, just whatever. It could just be a regular show with some how do you do's, but this is for my psychotherapy here. So
that's why it's a Janet episode.
If he clipped her poem, play that or whatever, but no, just
is Darren laying out the body or something?
No, I think it's Darren's his lady that hasn't turned up.
Darren has a date later.
I think he spilled his drink and he doesn't want it anywhere near the stuff.
I think either of what we've said is possible.
God.
What's he watching back there?
He's cleaning up the wet spots.
Is that on the
news?
Is that like CNN over here?
In a sense, yeah. I mean, not so many people watch it.
TV News is more like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, that's probably TV News is probably more like Fox.
Yeah. Yeah. As I was saying,
really? Yeah. Oh, it's right wing.
I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're as bad as Fox, though. I don't think they're quite as bad as Fox. I think they're a little bit more nuanced, but I'm not too sure, though.
OAN is the only thing worse than Fox, right, Kyle?
Oh, there's plenty worse than Fox.
Yeah.
Really?
Things, but I'll get it out of the system now. America's full of fucking idiots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So I wanted you to see my.
That's why we sent all our idiots there back in the day, Kyle. That's how we know it's full of idiots.
He's filling his cabinet with celebrities. He's filling his cabinet with celebrities, people who called him a scumbag. It's a joke. Elon Musk, a fucking South African, is going to have a White House position. What?
How do you make Secretary of Defense a blinking ex-newsreader or whatever the hell they are? Well, it's like getting Angela Rippon to be like a blinking culture secretary. Well, that should be right for that. Probably.
Yeah, but she'd do a good job though. That's the only thing.
Culture secretary. I don't know about war though, Ministry of War or whatever. Or
what I want to tell you all. I've been tapped to be the czar of social media. So I'll be leaving the podcast after today. I'm kidding. That would be a nightmare job. Yeah. See ya, Bill. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, asshole. Thanks, Darren.
You want to know what sums it all up? You want to know what sums it all up? The Secretary of the Interior is the one who took her dog out, shot her, and bragged about it.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't brag about it. She just wrote an autobiography about it. That's all. About killing her dog and killing a goat or whatever the hell was she killed. She's on a little frenzy for a while.
She couldn't keep up with a dog, so she killed it. Okay, well, you're going to handle our animals now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's just going to shoot them all. She's going to make it very easy for everybody. She'll just shoot at everything living. Yeah, we're up shit creek, folks, here in the States.
When you're talking politics, this is a Geeky Weekly show.
Okay, that's all. Well, you guys
talk about Trump.
I mean,
if you say Trump ties in with WrestleMania or something like that,
are you guys seeing that?
My shirt is funny. Give us a chance. Okay, all we are saying is give peace a chance.
Oh, is
All
that
right,
Yellow
look,
Submarine shirt?
there's
Is it?
John. There's
Are you
John.
seeing that?
He
Give
tried,
peace a
but somebody
chance.
shot
Yeah, I
him.
see the birds. Is this the
What
end
the
time,
heck?
Carl?
Look out.
Are they all dropping out of the sky?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
No,
Look at
they're
it.
not falling on the ground, dropping out. They're just coming in from the sky, dropping out of the sky. And
So-
Keep your
keep
Falling
comics
out of the
there.
safe.
sky.
Bird
Like
shit on
Armageddon.
comics. Do not agree.
What are those birds doing? There's a name for what they're doing, isn't there? It's
I'm
Flying.
having a
Flying.
Oh,
hippie head run
murmuration?
moment.
No.
Flocking,
That's
or
right, yeah.
or no, yeah, there is another word.
Isn't a
Murmuration. That's right, yeah.
murmuration a collection of sparrows or something? A murmuration?
They're going from grouping of trees and grouping of trees, and they're feeding off the seedlings and stuff that's coming off of it. So they're clearing them out and circling around. And today they decided to be across the street. On Halloween, they were down the road.
Okay.
It's basically a feeding frenzy.
Anyone got any new books they want to
maybe-
show?
maybe
Otherwise,
they're
I'll
paying-
show
You
some old
just,
ones.
I just would like to say thank you to Mark. You make me big.
You don't want to
Very
thank
good.
Mark.
Yes, I want to say
No,
thank
We
you, Mark.
don't thank Mark on this show.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to
This is the Geeky Weekly.
Go
We
to
don't
his
thank people
Mark
on
kindly
this
sent
show.
me this one.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
Nice.
beautiful.
No, joking aside, he's a very
I've been
generous
after
chap,
for a
that
long,
Mark.
long time, and he sent me that.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you
that's
send
nice
it for
one.
free?
I don't know
Did
if
you
I've
send it
ever
for
even
free?
seen that one. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's the Samuroids. They're rather unfortunate
Issue
named
181.
robots.
Yeah, this is the first part. Issue 181 is the second part. Sorry. But thank you very much.
Pleasure.
That's
The-
really
the-
kind because Superman 3, that one there, that one's been announced as the new James Gunn thing. So that's just rocketed to £1,000 per one of them. That's really, really polite.
If I sell it, I'll split it. All right. I won't be selling it.
In fact, they just
Yeah.
announced that the ghost of Richard Pryor will be making an appearance in it. So
Now,
you
that's
know.
great.
I would
We
watch
know-
that film.
After
I
that,
would watch that
anywhere I
film
find a
too.
decent copy, and that's a lovely copy. And usually, even the crappy, even if you could find a decent copy, they wanted to bleed £100 for it or something ridiculous. Once you paid the postage, so
Yeah, well, you talked about it, and I literally the next day I was on a Whatnot channel, and somebody had it up for a £5, and I thought, oh, buy it.
Thanks very much.
I have some news for Gray.
Oh, yeah.
You see this?
That's your shelving unit.
That's your pile, Gray.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
It's a
2018.
great pile.
That's your list. All ticked
And there's
off
the bill.
there.
And
Cool.
no, I'm the bill.
So that just needs some pennies.
Yeah.
No,
That list you
Bill, I
sent
should
me,
have said
did you pay
William.
the price on that list?
Hey,
Yeah, the most recent list that you sent me. We were going to go over it again, weren't we? We was going to go over it again, and
yeah, we
I
did
thought
that.
we
We
were
did
going.
that.
I thought you was going to get back in touch with me. You said after you got from over your folks or something. I can't remember now.
Yes, that's right. And this is me now getting back in touch with you.
Okay.
Consider this back in touch.
So here's a
As far as I'm concerned, Gray, mate, your pile is there. It's ready. If you
Cool,
need
lovely.
the 2000 ADs, they're down there. But that's our agreed list there.
Right,
So that's got everything in it. I've checked this all in it. So that's a thumbs up.
right.
I got a fun one for you, Darren. When I went down there last week,
Oh yeah.
I thought, well, in my downtime, I'm going to peruse my list. Well, I didn't have any downtime. I stayed at the house one night. By the time all the running was done, I just fell asleep, woke up the next morning, spent the weekend at the hospital, never even went back. Her trash went out Monday, so the kids went in to clean up and throw anything loose away. And away went my list. So now I need to get that reprinted again.
We'll have to start from the beginning then. That's not a bad thing.
But no, honestly, I looked it over. I can probably only do about 20 books, and then the rest can fall to Bill. And I'll get with you on like those 20 odd books. If we can pull it off, if we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. And the guys
we'll
can
see
have
what we
dibs
can
on
do,
everything.
Kyle. We'll see what we can do. I mean, the news for the other guys. Bill, well, Mark first, actually. Mark, I've got a list with you already, and we're in touch.
Yeah.
So part of the effort to get Grey sorted has involved me having to make some kind of order of everything else. So that making order of everything else makes it so much easier to now lay my hands on the list for you. And I've also been working with Bill as well. And the same goes for Bill. Now that I've got some kind of order in the comics, it's easy to put those piles together. And then that continues the conversation a bit further, Bill, as well. So everyone's moving forwards at a very fast pace.
At a fast pace after a 6-month video game break.
Yeah, I was being kind of slightly ironic.
I expect Mark will be spending too much at thought bubbles, so he won't be able to afford them.
Well, the other thing I want to say is, Mark, Harrogate's only an hour from me.
I know, yeah, it is, yeah.
I don't know what your itinerary is like, but the offer's there, mate. You're welcome to drop by and spend as much time as you like here.
Well, I'll see. I might come and see you on Monday.
Okay. Whatever you want to do, it's absolutely fine. You might be absolutely exhausted, and if you change your mind, it's up to you. But
how big's your driveway? How big's your driveway?
I could fit your camper on it, but I'm not sure whether you could get your camper in the gates, because it's like a long bit at the front of the house with like a gate entry at each end. So you'd have to come in one bit and then.
What's the road outside like?
There's plenty. You'd be safe. There's plenty of room.
Well,
Are you going there
to stay with you Monday night then?
You're welcome, mate. You'll be welcome to.
So, Mark, are you taking plenty of blanks to get lots of drawings done?
Yeah. I always take blank covers. Yeah, and I generally get 2 or 3 sketches done. Yeah.
I'm not very good at drawing.
Yeah.
Wait, where do you take them, Mark? Mark, where do you take them?
So there's a convention in the UK called Thought Bubble that's effectively for comic creators. So it's mainly for artists and writers. So there's only 2 or 3 stalls selling comics, but there's 200 tables with James Tynion is there, Chris Ward is there, Chip Zdarsky is there. Zoe Thorogood, Charlie Adlard, there's Jock. So there's about 100 different guests.
Wow!
And you can go and chat to them. You can get them to sign stuff. They don't charge anything. It's free. Yeah, it's good. The Yanks like coming over. They see it as a sort of holiday break. So this is the 3rd time in 4 years that Tynion's been.
I didn't.
Is there no panel that Bill could talk on?
Bastards.
Doesn't cost much to get in either, does it?
If you're over 65, it's
no, that's
free.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that. I was hoping to go, but because of the problems I've got with the missus, so I just haven't been able to do it now, unfortunately. But I was.
That's a long way for you as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a fair drive. Because I wanted to be there for Ian Richardson because he's doing 2 for me. He hasn't started them yet, so I wouldn't have got them there anyway. But right. I was hoping to meet him because he'd done a lovely action comic cover for me.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah,
and so
and you can just go up to them and say, can you? They generally will charge you if you want them to do a full cover.
Yeah, fair enough.
Depending on what you ask them to do, some of them will do a remark and a sign for nothing.
Yeah.
The general they'll sign for nothing, but they theoretically charge for remarks, but in reality they don't.
So Dr. Von Hoot is up there. He's hoping he's got a Frankenstein cover, blank cover. He's hoping that somebody's going to do a Frankenstein Von Hoot sort of amalgamation. That should be fun. But I mean, most of the bunch are up there. Peter, Triple G Comics and all the rest of them, they're all going to be up there.
They're always there.
Yeah.
I'm also meeting up with a few of the Whatnotters that I know that some of them are going. So yeah, it's a good chance to network and get to chat to people. It's not that expensive because I generally take loads of books with me for signing. you do pay for the ones that you get, you know, good sketches done on. But other than that, it's not too pricey.
And I love
Cool.
your whatnot audience. I mean, I opened up my phone today and there were messages from them I hadn't noticed, and there were messages, you know, hey, we missed you on the show.
Oh yeah, they missed you last week. They said, "Where is he?" And I said, "I told them." And so yeah,
yeah, they're sweethearts.
I'm just going to show this one.
Well, hold on, Terry. Just before I shut up for good, I now have to sell 2 of Gray's items to Terry. These are in Gray's stack, and you're after these, Terry.
Yeah. What numbers
so
are
let's
they?
have a bidding war.
Gray doesn't look happy. Gray looks like phased.
I thought we'd shook on that. What ones are they?
He's like,
they came from. Well, this was one of them. Look, this was Adventure 417.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which Gray saw when I was showing in a previous show, and Adventure 421.
Yeah.
And I've graded these tightly. When I put FN plus, if I ever put a plus,
yeah.
So I take no notice of grading conventions when it comes to pluses. So sometimes I'll put a single plus, sometimes I'll put a double, and sometimes I'll put even a treble. Well, what that means is my pricing system only grades it at fine.
Yeah.
I obviously think it's better than fine, but the price will not be increased because of that.
Yeah.
And if ever I put a plus, a double plus, or a treble plus, I'm like biting my tongue because I'm like going, I really want to grade it very fine. Surely it's a grade fine. There's like a tiny something that's just bothering me that I can't put it as very fine, so I'll put it in a fine plus plus. But here's what I wanted to show for you, Terry, is when Gray saw those to pick them up, it was from a little collection I'd got that included these, which I randomly came across this week.
I've got that.
In a box.
I got that one.
What's that one? I think I've got that one as well.
Well, that's no good if you've got the bloody things.
Yeah. I don't think I've got that one though. Hold on a second. Let's have a look.
That's 410.
Yeah, give us a second. I just pull up me list.
Oh, look, someone's written a name on this one.
Pull up his trousers.
You might not want that one. G. Dickey's ruined the cover of that one.
No, thanks. Don't like writing. so that was 410. No, I haven't got 410.
There's 412.
I haven't got 412.
Well, let's tell you what. To add more confusion to the piles, I'll.
Terry, you do realise that for this to be fair, you have to wait 8 months before you're allowed to pay for these.
413.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed preferential treatment whereby you get your comics within about.
No, he's paid for fast tracking.
So let's say that's 410, 412, and 415. I haven't got those.
No, 413.
413. I haven't got that. No.
14.
No, I haven't got that either.
15.
No, I haven't got that.
16's a 100-pager.
No, I haven't bothered with them. I've got all of the stories in that, so I've never bothered with the Giants. And I mean, I'm just saying that. What's it like? Has it got a nice spine?
There's about half an inch at the bottom where it's a little bit split open.
No, don't.
I think did Mark show that one once to get us to identify all the characters?
Yeah.
418.
No, I haven't got that one.
Oh, what's this? 419. Oh, is that 419? Yeah.
I haven't got 419. No.
20.
No. Put that. I haven't got that. No.
That one's looking really nice. 22.
No, I haven't got that either.
And the last one, 23.
No, I haven't got that either. So you can put all those together.
I'll stick that on your pile. Call me in about 2 years' time.
Was that 20 pence each?
Something like that. Cover price. I sell at cover price. Original cover price.
Yeah, that's all right. 7.5 pence. That's even better.
I'll take them again for that. I'll have my doubles.
Even that's too much to use sometimes, Gray.
Darren,
you got anything new this week?
Could you just could you just write a quick list of that and then email me the list? You know, like scan it and email me the list so I can knock it off me off of my wants.
Will do. Right? Will do.
Thank you.
Hey Graham, quick question. Were you able to cut into episode 32 at all?
No, I didn't. I wasn't gonna cut bits out of videos and stuff. I've got that whole poem already on my channel. If you want me to download it and play it at some point,
Please, that would be great.
Remember, I separated it for you so you could play this to your mum. Mum's back.
Yeah, it's probably floating there somewhere with communications with her, but I mean, it goes back a year and a half, so I do a lot of fishing. So
Floating.
I didn't know.
So Kyle, is your brother coming down?
I just wanted to show these.
Kyle's your brother coming down?
He was down in that area anyway. He's in hospice care right now with blood clots in both legs. So
is he able to attend anything?
He'll be able to attend the funeral Saturday.
Oh, good.
And they'll bring him out and take him back. And I think this one's going to knock him for a loop, but who knows? He's probably going to pull a Keith Richards and outlive us all. So.
My money's on you being the Keith Richards of your family, but yeah.
No.
I don't know, dude.
Hell no.
You're supposed to be dead a decade ago, and look at here you are.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying. I do.
This
I do
is
want to
a
say
road
this.
hard and put up wet face right here.
Yeah, no, you are. That is your face today, but
road
still.
hard.
But I do want to tell everybody. Guess what's streaming on Disney now?
I watched it last night.
Me too. Wolverine, Deadpool.
Okay.
So, and great movie. It did not disappoint. Have you seen it, Mark? You've seen it, right?
I saw it at the cinema. Yeah, it was good.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I did like it. Yes.
I thought it was great too. Darren, you never go out and see movies, do you?
Yeah,
I've seen it at least twice.
What?
And I've seen the reactions on YouTube probably about 100 times. So I think I've probably watched it on average about 33 times.
Did you like it?
Terrible.
Really?
I'm only kidding. I came out of the cinema and I was like, me and my friend who go to see it, we were over the moon. It was just absolutely epic. I mean, I got more of it than he did because of all the references.
Right.
He's not a big comic fan, but I couldn't control myself. I was shouting out in the cinema, and that's very unusual for me.
Well, you know, I have to say, Channing Tatum as Gambit was one of the high points. I thought he was hilarious, and only at the very end could you understand what the hell he was saying. And then at the end, he's very clear, and he goes, "Yes, and I believe."
And that is the main comic spec that's come out of it. You know, the comic.
Is it really?
The comic that's done the best out of that movie is the first appearance of Gambit.
266.
Which one are the first appearances of Gambit? There's two of them.
The proper one.
Which one's the proper one?
You mean the annual?
I mean, the recognized one is the recognized one is Uncanny X-Men 266.
That's the one that's gone up in value.
Well, apparently Blade has. We don't have anything Blade anymore. All the Blade stuff went pretty good here at the store, and I mean, there's not a lot of Blade to begin with, but yeah, the Blade sold very well.
There's lots of Blade in magazines.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, we do have a few of those.
All right, I've got your mum's poem keyed up when you want to watch it later on if you want, Kyle.
You want to watch it now, Kyle?
Whatever. I just figure we can get back into comics or whatever. I just want to get the Moribund out of the way. And
I'm sorry. Kyle is gone. We now have Obi-Kyle Kenobi.
Yeah.
Dude.
Extra trivia points for anyone that knows what an Obi is.
It's Japanese for cock.
No,
it is Japanese, and I'll give you a clue.
He just said cock. Oh, sash.
Flappy thing.
A fluffy, limp, hairy
gown. Dressing gown.
It's a robe wrap. It's basically the tie to a Japanese robe.
So is that not called a belt then?
It's an obi. That's where the word obi comes from.
Well, you want to play this video now?
But okay,
yeah, it's only like a minute long, right?
No, it's less than a minute. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Rest, my dearest love. The grave is such a natural place for your earth-finding heart. Sleep well, do not dream of cages. My sorrow blackens and roars across the sky, demanding answers. What is it to demand these changes? And then I'm answered by a wayward monarch that lights upon an upturned palm, but in a moment it is free. So I will know you, beloved. In a sacred Indian lake, where magenta streaks the quiet muddy horizon, I will lie down and allow the waters and the sky their say.
Well, there we go.
Okie doke.
Yeah, between her and Kenneth Bird, that's our audience. So.
Are you gonna recite any of her poetry at the funeral?
Oh, I'm leaving that for other people.
Okay.
I am writing a poetic eulogy that's kind of tongue in cheek, but
Oh, please no.
whether or not I read it,
Please no. Please.
she loved
please,
Monty
no.
Python, obviously,
No,
so
please,
it might quote
please,
Python.
It's gonna be all farts and vogue on
Respect your
poetry.
mom. Don't do your own poetry.
No.
I'm
The
kidding,
Vogonery
Kyle. I'm kidding, Kyle.
The Vogonery I put in a link, I just had to get that out of my system because I thought that would have been perfect. But like, that's what I want is a room full of 100 people where 2 of them go, hey, I get that. And the rest of them are like, is he having a stroke?
Yeah, the rest of them would call up the local funny farm to come and carry you away.
Yeah.
Definitely needed.
They're coming to take him away. Ha ha.
Oh,
To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time.
But
Nobody
yeah, that's
happy
all I
to see
wanted to
Kyle
do with
in his
today.
nice birthday suit. Wait, what?
What? Gray, I don't know whether you missed it about 15 minutes ago, but Terry was ready to show some comics.
Oh,
Was
sorry, Terry.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready
Terry
for.
up. I'm sorry, Terry.
Bring
Go
out
full
the
screen of Terry.
bring out the
Full
tat and the
screen of Terry.
seriousness.
No, he was just
Full
talking
screen
about
of Terry. Full screen of
what's
Terry.
happening here?
There he is.
what it was. He was talking about Thought Bubble, and that's all it was. So this cover, Detective 457, is my favourite detective comic cover. Still is, okay. And I've always wanted to get a Superman version of it, you know, a homage to it, and they've never ever done one. So I asked if that Ian Richardson would do one for me, and he did.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh my God,
Cool.
that's great.
Was that a blank, Terry?
Yeah, it's a blank
Because
action
I'll
one.
tell you what, that is
Holy moly.
the amount of black there that's been required to spell that out at the top is amazing.
I know.
Yeah. So that
yeah.
was
Very
that
nice.
was well, obviously it was a white cover, but
That's
Yeah.
incredible. That is a lot of work.
yeah, it was.
Did
Oh
it cost
my
you a few
God.
bob though?
I mean, no, it's £65.
It's not
That's
bad,
an
is it?
absolute
That's what he charges.
That's cheap.
Yeah, no.
For that level of work, that's cheap.
I mean, to be honest, I offered him more and he wouldn't take it.
It looks like quality
He said,
job,
no,
doesn't
I
it?
charge £65. That's what I charge, and that's it.
That's
that
very
looks
good.
like it would have actually been a cover. That's the
Yeah.
amazing
Totally.
thing. It's just, oh my God.
As you say, we talked through it and everything else, and actually the wording, which is based on that wording there, that was from Rob Fatstacks. I asked a few people on Instagram if they could come up with an idea, and that's what he came
What
up
does it
with.
say?
So it's a tragic story, the catastrophe that created Superman, as opposed to the Bat version of a haunting story, the murder that created Batman.
Oh.
I love that.
Okay.
I freaking
So
no, but
And
here's
you
the
can-
thing,
you can
guys.
have them on the wall facing each
that
other.
should actually be a color cover.
yeah,
I mean, for DC, that's just
Yeah.
you need to send somebody a picture of that, Terry.
Yeah. Shove that right up on the camera.
Listen
for a
up.
minute.
He's giggling like a little schoolgirl. He's like, hee. That's dude, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Number one, it's a great thing that you thought of it
Mm.
to do it, but to get an artist of such caliber that could pull it off and make it look like the same exact style as the other cover.
yeah.
Yeah.
Put
Bring
it up
to
again.
the camera.
Put
Stick
the
it right
other
up to the camera. Let us
Yeah,
see some
put
of
the other
fine
camera.
details.
Yeah, other cover. Yeah, that's just. Is that a Dick Giordano cover?
Yeah, yes. So this is a.
Yeah,
He's actually put on the bottom there. You know, Rico, as he calls himself, after Giordano or Giordano.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, his covers. even better, I think.
So do you display those together?
Yeah,
Like
they're on my wall in my bedroom together.
Nice.
But no, I think it's
now you have to go for every other character you like in the same vein.
Yeah. Well, he's doing the 2 Batman. I've asked him if he would do me. Oh God, what's it called? I've got his name now. The Ventriloquist. He's going to do me the male Ventriloquist and the female Ventriloquist. That's my favourite Batman villain.
So you like ventriloquism?
Yeah, I do. But yeah, I do.
All right, who got that reference? Who got the ventriloquism reference?
Now, my favourite ventriloquist in this country, he's passed away now, was Ray Allen. I think he was one of the best. I mean, you never saw his moves. The only thing that moved of his was the side of his throat, and he always used to put his 2 fingers up as he was doing the talking. So he never ever moved his lips. You couldn't see anything at all that he was doing. It was brilliant.
So, none of you Brits got that ventriloquism reference?
Really, no.
Nobody's a Ricky Gervais fan?
I like some of his stuff.
The show Derek. The show Derek is one of my favorite shows.
Oh yeah, no, I've never watched that.
It's incredible.
Fantastic show. Yeah, very good show.
It's incredible.
Very much.
And he wants to do ventriloquism, and Kevin's just ventriloquism, and he's like ventriloquism. Yeah, I could not recommend that show enough. Probably the best British show that's come out in 20 years.
2 more,
in my opinion. So,
where are you phone, babe? Where are you phone? Get your phone in it. Mine, is it?
Okay, go for it.
Kyle's thinking about that today.
There's another show he did after that, also morbid, but just
Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
I saw the first season of that. I can't bother to watch any more of it.
But
you either like him or you don't. Is a lot of people's.
I don't mind him. I like his stand up.
You got to see Life's Too Short with Warwick Davis. That's brilliant.
That's good.
And then An Idiot Abroad with Pilkington. That's utterly brilliant. With him going to America. So
And Sherlock.
we're talking about,
I know,
stuff,
I know.
But
I was trying to be funny. Sorry.
yeah.
I was trying to
I
be
made a little
Kyle,
video for
Kyle here when Kyle's being all serious.
Yeah.
You know.
I made a little video for Cover Slingers, but it works on this show as well. Look, if I just play it for you.
Bill sucks.
It's a dinosaur turkey. It's a dino turkey.
Bill sucks.
Dino turkey
Super.
is gonna kick ass and kill you. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
So, Gray, you asked another question earlier, which was, has anyone got any comics to show? So, have you got any comics to show, Gray?
Well, we've got the light off here now, so there's no point in me showing them. It was too dark to see them. No, that's right, though.
Well, I can always show you comics, but I like to let everybody else have their shot.
break out some newer stuff where we can go ape shit over.
I can show you a few if you want me to. I just found these in a box. And the ones I've realised I've not read. But there you go. This one,
I've been cracking through the reading.
Apart from this, I think I've read. Yeah, I must have read this because I've catalogued it. But this is something I got actually from America. It's signed by James. What's his name? James Avalon, who's sorted this. Aquilon, I should say, who's sorted this out. There's his signature there. But this is a special anniversary edition of Kolchak, and there's a couple of new stories in it and a couple of older stories in it. But I've said
I didn't know he had a comic.
TV series.
Pardon?
Was it a TV series?
Yeah, it was
Kolchak, yes, the TV series. The Night Stalker. I mean, I've got the box set of it, and it must be about a year or so ago. I did pull it out and start watching a couple of episodes, but I'll be totally honest, it's past its sell-by date, to be perfectly honest.
It's dated. It's very dated.
Yeah.
But like when I was 10 years old watching that on TV, it was brilliant.
There's a fair few comics most of the comics have been put into trade paperbacks, but there are a few comics, and there's a few novelettes as well. And then I got this from somewhere, and I can't remember where, but because I was into doing the Western thing, and I'm assuming I haven't read it because the bags haven't been sealed. It's called Patchy Skies.
Oh, yeah, I know that one, yeah.
That's number 1. There's a pretty girl number 2.
And now you're plugged into the guy that has the greatest Western collection in the UK.
Patchy Skies.
Accidentally.
3. And number 4.
If I could handle it, I want them Atlas Westerns so bad, but I couldn't take them on.
Atlas, which Atlas Westerns?
The bound ones.
Psycholist.
Oh, yeah.
Those bound ones. If I could take them on, I'd do that in a heartbeat. I can't, but if I could, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Those are utterly brilliant.
And then there's these. I'd forgotten I'd even got these. I thought I'd read them already, but there's Stranger Things. This is, I think, it's based on one of the episodes, or 2 or 3 of the episodes, because a lot of there was new stuff, but there's new Stranger Things, but some of them are actually based on the TV series, sorry, not based on.
Hey,
they are
Terry,
TV series.
I got some Stranger Things trivia for you. Where's it based at?
I don't know where it's made, to be honest.
Where it's based, it's supposed to be happening right there.
Oh, yeah.
Quite literally, 1 county over from me. That's where Stranger Things is based.
They're supposed to be making this season 5. They're supposed to be making, aren't they? But
yeah.
You don't think you could have inspired it, could you, Kyle?
Carrie, I just want to throw in there. I don't know if you ever heard of a place called the Alamo, but it's literally 2 miles over here to my right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of. I'm not trying to.
No, I've heard of the Alamo.
Stranger Things parade, but this little place, and it is a little place called the Alamo.
Yeah.
Small battle there, not a big deal, but
no.
right over my shoulder, 2 miles. But
the Americans lost that one as well.
Yeah,
but,
lost that one.
Okay.
But another good show to look at.
Should have built a wall, shouldn't they? Should have built a wall, Bill.
Paid for the X-Files.
Erie, Indiana is another good one, an old TV show that basically.
Oh, I freaking love that. That was a two season show.
Yeah, and it's basically Stranger Things without going to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
When I won a competition, I've won a couple of times. Rob Fatstack's, the Only Slabs thing, because they do after they've shown 10 slabs, they do this. Everybody puts a hashtag, whatever, comics curing cancer, or whatever the case may be. And if you're lucky enough to have been called out, then they sorts out boxes of comics.
Oh.
I got the box through, but they always chucks in other stuff as well.
Nice.
And he threw in these from a company called Black Box Comics, and he threw in number 1, and it was a very, very good story. Trouble is, I couldn't get hold of number 2 to 5 to finish the damn story, so it took me ages and ages, and eventually
that's called bait,
I was able to get them. But
what's it called?
Ninja Caden. Ninja Caden is. But it's really good.
Okay.
Well, I say it's really good. I read 1 and 2. I haven't read 3, 4, and 5 yet, but but there's sort of odds and sods. But Black Box, they're very, very good. But they're more of a what's it called? What's the company that do the you pay towards it all, and then
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, yeah. And I think most of the Black Box comics originally were Kickstarter.
So we need to do a geeky weekly.
It was about half a dozen number 1s.
We can all have superpowers. We can become a super team.
And I've been trying to get them ever since. That trade I showed, that Psycho list, that was one of the ones I got number 1 of. But that one. I got number 1 of.
The trailer
I couldn't get it anywhere, so I got the trade instead.
Yeah, they've released the trailer to Stranger Things 5, so it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen number 4 yet. I think that's my number 3, but
they have a trailer. They have a really good trailer for the Thunderbolts now.
And I showed these to Gray today. I got these
gosh,
today.
yeah.
Oh, those are wonderful.
Oh,
Well,
Mark,
they're
Hold on
lovely.
up the screen.
They are lovely, but the trouble is they don't join. They're supposed to join.
Must be a matching cover.
The Supergirl has been cut too much.
Yeah.
And so they don't fit. I mean, I've sent them the guy an email. They've got them from eBay, but I've still got them from America.
Are those Nathan Zerdy?
Yeah.
Well, did the tattoos give it away, Mark?
Yes.
You paid like $50 for them, didn't you, mate?
But like I say, that's the trouble. It's a shame. You can tell it by because I've got the full cover, and you can tell it by the pictures there on the side. On the sides there, you can tell the Starfire, the frame, that is whole. It should be whole. The blackboard, that should be whole. And you got Mr. Mixies Pitlick there. Well, on the picture, you can see his arm and hamburger, but there's nothing whatsoever on that cover.
Hey, Terry.
What do you mean they've been cut though, Terry? Because you're like, I mean, it's a production cut. You mean?
Oh yeah. So
they are the correct size. They're not trimmed or anything like that.
No, but when you put them together, it's definitely slightly smaller. The comic is slightly smaller.
So you mean that every single comic produced has got the same flaw?
Maybe.
Right.
No,
for sure it does.
This is one of 1,000. So I mean, they're one. That's all they are. One of 1,000.
For sure.
It's a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't
Terry,
think
I got one for you.
How it's supposed to be, though, Terry. You sent me a picture of how it was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, no, I've shown a
It can't
picture.
all be like that.
Yeah.
No. Well, I hope they're not. I hope for people's sakes they're not. But you would have thought when they put them in
Otherwise
the
you
box,
wouldn't be
they'd
able
have
to show a
checked
picture of it,
first.
would you?
Bum?
You wouldn't be able to show a picture of it if there didn't exist ones that were complete.
Oh, yes, but that is the whole picture I showed you is the picture that was done in the advert. So that's the whole thing. And they cut them. But when it's been cut, obviously when they've been printed, the Supergirl one hasn't been cut at the right place.
Yeah.
They've been made. I mean, they've been made separately. It hasn't been cut. As I said, the Supergirl book is definitely slightly smaller. It's not quite as wide. Also, the wraparound there, because on the picture, the little Superman that's on there, you can see his full body. On the Supergirl one, you can't see his full body. His arm's missing. So there's a wraparound problem. That's probably where it's happened. The wraparound there, when it's been cut, as I say, it's a bit. I can't see anybody.
Oh, you're on full screen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, hey,
but no,
Terry,
it's just you can see that when it's. What I would assume is they've done them separately, but because of the wraparound, it's pulled it short, and so therefore it's missed it when it's printed.
Yeah, but I would imagine that the whole batch is the same.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
if they only printed 1,000, the whole batch is the same.
Yeah,
because that's a single run.
Yeah.
Well, they're selling it as being a connecting cover.
Yeah.
So what?
I've sent an email. I've sent an email to the guy. I haven't had a reply back from him yet. Just to say, I said, I know this isn't your fault, but can you do anything about it? I mean, have you got any that are correct?
Yeah.
I mean, the Power Girl's fine. The Power Girl's been done right. It's the Supergirl that's been.
Can you see that?
Yeah, that's the proper picture.
Can you see what I'm showing on the screen?
Adjacent.
Yeah.
So that's the proper picture. But on
That's
that, when it's
supposed to
cut, the Supergirl, on the Supergirl there, all you can see is the little bits of legs of Mr. Mixies Pitlick, and the frame there is missing on by the side there as well.
Just hold them up again, Terry.
Yeah. So, but the proper pronunciation, according to
her eyes
DC,
are up there, guys. Her eyes
There
are
it
up
is.
there.
the proper.
Just Gray, bring it down again so we can see the heads.
They look like
Get
a
away
matching.
from the tits.
I don't know what you're complaining about, Terry. They look like a matching pair to me.
Yeah, that's how they go. They're like that. So let's
At
see if
least
we
on
get
the right
Terry on
side.
again.
My attention isn't on the Mr. Mixer Pickle Wickle.
Yeah.
Mixies Pitlick. That's how I pronounce it.
It's according to DC, it's Mix L Pitlick. and you just kind of put it together.
That's the Golden Age pronunciation.
So
Yeah.
can you put Terry Big again just one last time, please? That's it, yo. Oh, so I can see on the circle. Oh no, I see. Yeah, there's quite a bit missing, isn't it? Because that's supposed to be the guy with the burger or whatever. It's not the
at least 10 millimeters, I think.
It's more.
Totally
That's a pretty big gap.
Yeah.
In fact, you can see. Look on the Supergirl one. Look how much of the checkered floor is missing.
Yeah.
That's a lot, because I would imagine that they tried to get it so the checkered floor was roughly equal on each side.
If you look at the Superman there, you look at the Superman on the picture that Gray's showing, you can see all of him, but you can't on the Supergirl.
And it's a wraparound cover, so the back of the cover as well.
No, it's not wraparound, no.
Right, so therefore, it's just I think it's a production error for the whole batch, and I don't think even if you wrote to the production people, they'd be interested in helping in any way. No. I think it's just that's what it is, and that's what it's supposed to be. And
if they're showing a picture where it's not cocked up, then surely they must have some that aren't cocked up for them to be able to have a picture.
Well, no, they probably he did that as a single picture, and then they just cut it in half.
Yeah.
So that's the original single picture.
Yeah. Now, say. That Mix-Yes-Pitalik. I mean, I only went in the Silver Age. They used to always show that's the way they said the Mix-Yes-Pitalik. But you're right with the other one. That's the Golden Age one, because they spelt the Golden Age. They spelt the Golden Age one with differently.
Yeah.
And then in error, they spelt it like they did in the Silver Age, and nobody bothered changing it.
Terry,
that's what I've read in one of these Did you know that big, the 19, I can't remember when they brought it out. It was when they were celebrating the 75th anniversary of DC, and they brought out that bloody great book. It's about that thick, big. And the Superman's on it's the Superman, and they're going up on a billboard. He's on like a billboard, and they're going up there with scaffolding sort of thing, to go and put the poster up. That's the front cover of it, the book. Yeah. But in that book, it tells you that story about the spelling and the pronunciation.
Well, just call him Mr. Pick and Mix.
Terry, what is that comic called?
This is Superman 18 and 19, Volume 6. Superman 18 and 19. But there's it's Nathan Zerdy. It's from 616. As I say, this is it. Issue 18's got Power Girl on it, and issue 19's got Superman on it, Supergirl on it. I mean, they're lovely covers, and I just have to show them separately because I won't be able to put them together because they look stupid.
Supergirl Volume 6, 18 and 19.
No, Superman. Superman Volume 6, 18 and 19.
Can't even find the variants. 18 and 19.
I doubt if it'd be on a DC database because these are specifically 4616.
Sorry, what's the number you just said? 616?
That's the name of the company.
That's the name of the company. They're exclusives.
Exclusive.
Oh, I see. Right.
Because they did them like this, Virgin covers, and then they did them with the Superman banner underneath as well. And those ones were cheaper than the Virgin variants. I've just seen them when I was looking through these ones. They've actually doing a new one now with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. It's exactly the same thing. Same scenery at the back and everything else. They're in a soda shop. They're having a drink. They're having soda, but it's the same thing, virtually the same background. Only it's Poison Ivy and Harley.
Well, easy work for the
it's cheaper, and they're cheaper as well, which was quite weird because I'd have thought they'd have gone for more money. But Poison Ivy and Harley are very popular, so I thought they'd have sold them for more money, but they were actually cheaper. But I'm not buying this. Not after that. I was saying to Gray years ago. I got there was a double cover of the Justice League. It was issue number 7. And they've done an A and B version, and you put them together, and you've got about half a dozen of the heroes running towards you. Batman was in the middle, But the cover that I got, the way it had been cut, instead of getting half of Batman's face, which is what it should have been, I got 2/3 of it. And so when you put them together,
extra.
it's bloody stupid. And
you have 3 eyes.
Yeah, but thankfully, because it was too much cover, like this is too little. But this was too much cover. A guy, because I showed this to somebody on Facebook on one of the comic sites, and another guy come back and he said, "Send me a scan of both covers." And I sent them to him, and he diminished it, and he brought it to it, banking it perfectly, and then he sent them to me, and I was able to print them off in colour, join them together, and I can use them as the background for my statues. But that was because there was too much cover. If there was too much cover on this, I'd be able to do the same thing. But I mean, obviously, to have a picture of it, I wouldn't be able to use the comic. But I even bought a bloody new frame for this as well. Bought a nice double frame to put them in. That was a waste of money.
Well, you'll have other ones that come up. You can do that.
No, I promised myself I've got to pay off some certain comic books, haven't I, Darren? So I'm not buying any more stuff.
Hey, Darren,
I'm not buying any more variants at the moment.
I've got one
Darren,
comic in a frame on
question.
display in my house. There's one single comic on display, and it's Wild Dog #1.
Yeah,
It's happened to be in a frame. So I put I had a double of Wild Dog #1, so I stuck it in a frame, like a real nothing DC comic.
There you go.
Well, Terry would disagree, but you know not you, Terry. Terry, I can't. What's his last name? Kyle. Terry, the artist.
Dodson.
No, Terry. Crap.
Austin.
He draws the Phantom now. Terry. He drew Miss Tree.
Beatty.
Yeah, Beatty.
Terry Beatty.
Sorry, Terry. Didn't mean to
that's
mix
who
up
drew
my
Wildcat.
Terrys.
Oh,
Why did
hey.
he disagree? Did he draw a Wild Dog?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Bill,
Yeah.
I've got a signed Terry Beatty piece that'll just blow your mind. It's limited to 200. I ain't fishing
Mine
it
is
out
fine.
now. I'm not crawling upstairs again.
No, that's fine.
If I didn't have to go up and downstairs 4 times yesterday for my dryer, I would be up there right now showing it to you. But hey, Darren,
Yo,
how cruel do you feel right now?
how cruel!
How cruel?
I'm never cruel.
Do you feel like grabbing out a box that we haven't seen you go through yet and just watch us all writhe in agony and want?
Well, we can get him in 2 years.
I can try and find one if you really, really want.
He could have so.
Why
I'm sorry. If I were in his shoes, I would have so much twisted fun holding stuff up, just watching everybody ride. Just
I can try and find a box of that Litchfield collection, the really cool one that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
Marvel,
Do
if
it.
you
Do
want.
it. Do it.
Give me a minute or two, then I've got to go find
I mean,
one.
he'll ride in agony of everybody going mine. But
No more stacking. That's the rule. No stacking. Not till these are at least done.
Exactly.
but yeah, that'd be some fun. Some comics we haven't seen. Some surprises.
Terry's
You know
already
what?
got two. Terry's got 2 in a stack before these adventures, right? And I told Gray the other day, somehow I've lost one of them already. He's only got 2.
You've lost one of my books.
I've lost one of your books, but it'll be when I say lost, I mean I haven't lost it somewhere in Lincolnshire. What I've done is I've put it in a safe place somewhere in the house.
In the house somewhere.
The safe places.
Yeah, the problem is
It's not being used as a bloody coaster.
No, it's not being used as a coaster.
the problem is when he says he's put it somewhere safe in the house. This is a comic that has been put in a house with 2 million comics.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Mark, that's your job Monday when you're here is to find it. You can sort me out, Mark.
Needle and haystack situation, if ever I heard of one.
Yeah, well, it's like where's the best place to hide a dead body?
Amongst a load of dead bodies, yeah.
Exactly.
Everyone, half the panels disappeared. Oh well. Do you get anything new this week, Mark? Any more auction stuff?
Yeah, I've got quite a lot of cool stuff. Got a lot of Bronze and Silver Age war comics, which
cool.
I don't collect war comics, but these are such good condition. I'm really tempted to keep them. Sort of
Star Spangled War.
all Joe Kubert stuff.
Yeah.
This is the Unknown Soldier.
Yeah.
An Enemy Ace.
Oh yeah.
And they're in
Mark, have you got a fan above your head?
I've got a fan on the floor blowing heat at me.
Oh, so no, it's just because it seems to be disturbing the scenery. That's all. It looked like it was on above your head and it's going round. So
just look at the condition of this. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
They're all like this. This is a sort of comic from the 1970s, I think.
Yeah.
1974. It just looked completely new.
Like you just walked into the shop and bought one.
Yeah. Amazing.
Lovely.
And you very rarely see comics in this condition.
I love the Unknown Soldier. I'm trying to get most of the stuff that was in there.
So
I don't mind a war book. I've been getting more war books recently, but
so I don't know whether to sell these or keep them. I'm strongly tempted to keep them because you just don't find them in this condition.
No.
Another one.
Star Spangled War. I got so many war books back in the day. I've got that one. I recognise that one.
Poor Joe Kubert. I mean, the guy must have been hugely prolific. I mean, he was 4 or 5 war books.
Not only that, I mean, he was showing people how to draw as well, wasn't he? In his university, his college, he was doing all that as well as drawing it himself. He was showing how people how to do it.
Yeah, and these are
he must have done hundreds. Like he must have done like, I don't know, one a day or something. Surely you can't do as many as that. But
it's like, I mean, it's like Nick Cardy, isn't it? I mean, it's amazing how many covers he did.
Well, yeah,
hundreds and hundreds.
Is there a database like showing who's done the most comic covers? Is like a database with all numbers?
Must be up there. I mean, that's just fantastic. That one.
Someone must have put the figures together.
As you said, it looks like to all the world. You just walked into a shop, went and bought them.
These are just incredible. These came from a dealer who died, and Darren and I they were for sale in an auction house in Warwick, and me and Darren found it at the same time.
Yeah.
And the condition of the comics that he's got, just
they look like they've never been read, do they?
No, not being read. That looks like, you could go into a comic shop today and you wouldn't see the comic looking as good condition as that.
Right, you haven't bagged them up yet.
Were they bagged and boarded?
They got old bags and board. Yes. So they were in. So they're in my last sleeve.
Yeah.
In a bag, in an old, in a bag, in a board. So it was in a bag, in a board, and in a mylar. I've removed the old bag because the old bags had gone crinkly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've kept the mylars.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely looked after them.
Just unbelievable.
Well, say, I mean, the Mylar cost more than what that comic cost originally. That's
right. I mean, I'm afraid I do throw these mylars away now because they although they look quite good here, they are actually reasonably scrapped. They've done their job and they've protected the comic over whatever it is, 20 odd years.
Well, it's like these Power Girl and Supergirl I got. He had those in Mylar. And it put this blue tape on it. Unless you took the blue tape off, you split all the bloody Mylar. I thought that was a waste of time.
No, exactly.
Sometimes some of them like Mylar bags are too wide for the comic boxes as well. It's like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, it depends on the comic box you get. These do fit into a standard comic box.
I can't remember. Did that Star Spangled War stories? Did eventually Unknown Soldier became Unknown Soldier, didn't it? Eventually took over, didn't it?
Did it take over the title? Yeah,
Yeah, Sergeant Rock
he's
took
all
one
but
over.
taken over
Almost
now.
got it
hasn't he?
now, yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Star Spangled War Stories is much smaller than Unknown Soldier, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I had a lot of them, but I don't recognise any of them covers.
But it seemed like every war book got took over by something. One, the Losers took over one book, Unknown Soldier took over another, Sergeant Rock took another one over, and the Haunted Tank took over a different one.
Yeah,
well,
So
they
they
did
all
the same thing with the
changed
westerns.
names, didn't they?
You had weird weird Western tales.
Yeah.
They're lovely, aren't they?
A few Brave and the Bold from the same guy. These are duplicates because I've got all these, but these are in really top condition. It's very difficult to work. The problem with these really good condition ones is this is most of the time this will be a five. This will sell for £3 to £5. But I don't want to sell that for £3 to £5.
No,
because the ones that are selling for £3 to £5 are sort of like mid grades.
Yeah.
This is sort of like a 9 to near mint minus or better.
Have you got those in your own collection that you can
I have,
replace?
yeah.
Can you replace them?
Yeah, I always do that. So what I do when I get duplicates, I go through my collection and pick the best copy.
Yeah.
I've just done it with a load of Lois Lanes.
Yeah.
So I picked up some Lois Lanes from this guy, and they were in absolute, fantastic condition. I picked up about 20, and I went about 12 out of the 20 were duplicates, and 8 were new ones. But all of the 20, all of the 12 that were duplicates, I kept the ones from this collection, and the ones that I had previously had in my personal collection took out, and for sale now. So yeah, that's what I do. So I gradually upgrade my collection. It gradually gets higher and higher quality as we go along.
Right. Yeah.
So, hey, Greg, can you blow me up for a second, buddy? Since I sent Darren on a mission,
one more time.
I deserve to be moved.
Where's Greg gone?
I think he's gone to take a wee tinkle.
No, I think it was a great tinkle. I don't think it was a wee tinkle. I can't even talk right. Hey, you guys kill me.
Oh, there's Miss Tree.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you get the joke, mystery?
Mystery, yeah.
Yes.
It's even got that in it. The Flexidisc.
Wow.
But what came with this one that's a bit of a surprise.
Oh, very nice.
Is that? Oh, wow, that's nice. Max
Only
Collins,
200 of these made. It's on
Max Collins, who wrote
Artboard.
Dick Tracy.
Yeah. There's only 200 of these in existence in that Flexidisc book. But since I was in that box, figured I'd grab out some relevant ones. I figured Mark would appreciate that one.
I've got.
Oh, that is nice.
Signed by Keith, is it? Yeah.
No, it's signed by Bill Mesner Loebs.
Oh. Did he write it?
With a COA. He created him.
Well, no, Sam Keith created him.
Yeah, wrote and created him. Then he showed some X-Files earlier. There's X-Files -2, signed by the artist St. Alban. And certified through Tops.
Never got that one.
Don't believe any
I've got
-1, but I haven't got. I didn't know there was a -2.
And there's 0.
Yeah, I've got 0. I've
And
got
that's
2
signed
zeros,
by-
but not signed.
That's signed by Van Vliet.
I actually have got a copy of #1 signed.
Then here's just a random one that was up there. Nice old
That's love
romance comic signed by Joe Giella.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought the whole 1 to 41 of the Tops X-Files, and I don't think the bloke realised that #1 was signed.
This is one to pop your eyes out, Terry.
Yeah.
You already know what that is, right?
Yeah, it's 76. Yeah. Neil Adams signing, yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. Those are all in the same box, so I figured I'd bring a couple of them down since I sent Darren on a run.
Right, guys, I've got to go because I'm whatnotting tonight.
Okay.
Good luck with the sales.
I'll try and pop over there,
Good luck,
Mark,
buddy.
but I don't know how much.
No, that's fine. Darren, I probably will come and stay with you on Monday night. So could you send me your address and yeah, I'll drop in. I'll also pick all the ones we've agreed I'm going to buy. I might as well take with me.
Saves on postage.
Yeah.
So,
So,
Mark,
yeah.
before you go, I sent you an IG asking you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Let's all have a pajama party at Darren's. Mark.
Have a good time at Thought
Yeah,
Bubble.
pajama party at Darren's. Get the strippers ready.
$10 and I'll strip for anyone.
No, we don't watch. No,
If
no,
there's
we'll
any
pay you
Darren
$10 to keep the
stripping
clothes
going
on.
on, I'm not going. Right.
He wants $20 not to strip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. $10 to strip, $20 not to. Bye, Mark. We'll see you, buddy. Have a good night.
Have
Cheers,
a good
bud.
time.
Cheers.
That
This
was
was one
funny.
of
That
my
was scary, but funny.
at Deadpool Wolverine. One of my little squeals was at this when it appeared on screen.
Yes. Yes. They
Which is
did a lot of homages like that, though, which
It's
I
in
thought were amazing.
All right, look, yeah.
It's in my top 5 covers of all time. It could even be the top 1. I'm not sure.
No, it's
Yeah, and that's
amazing.
great in that show. And speaking of Kickstarter, we could raise a lot of money. Just see how much people would pay to have us not strip on our show.
So Terry, this is the trick of the Splat Comics show, right? Raw comics and a pint of coffee, just in case I can. Right,
Make
here we
sure
go.
they're all bagged and boarded.
No, these are absolutely raw. These guys. These are from the Litchfield auction. All I did was I stuck them at the auction. I stuck them into comic boxes. I stuck them in the car and I came home. I don't even know what's in this box. It hasn't been opened since I got them home from the auction. So this will be a surprise to all of us.
I'm looking for by now.
The shilling.
That's nice. Everyone's gone black. It's just me and you, Terry.
Yeah. Nice shilling.
That's a nice condition. That is. Wow.
They'll knock it because it's a shilling, mate.
Shit, a brick. That is very fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But as I said, they'll knock it because it's a shilling, not 12 cents.
Well, they will. No. These guys in America, they love the pence copies.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They
Can
want
you
on this
guys
show
hear me?
anyway.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can now.
Okay, sorry, a spam call came through. Can you show whatever you just showed? I had a spam call that just cut me out.
You only missed that one.
Oh, that's a big one on my list. But I think you already have one set aside for me.
There's no stacking.
Now, do you know what the relevance of that last one is?
The 66?
Yeah,
I don't. I never do.
that's the last one before they went reprints.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes 67 to 93 reprints.
Yeah.
66 is the last non-reprint one.
And
I
this auction, Terry, right, was I saw it as a single lot for about, I don't know, 1,500 comics.
Yeah.
And so I just jumped in the car and went to have a look at it. And I spent the entire day grading every single comic in the lot.
Right.
So I made a list and I brought it back home. And then overnight I priced it so I knew what I was potentially bidding on.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy to have these not brand X. I've only ever seen a couple of these.
Yeah, I've only ever seen a couple of covers. I haven't seen this.
And the thing about what I saw in this auction was the condition was incredible. On average, incredible. Yes, of course, the older ones were not quite as good, but as soon as it got into like the 70s, they became really high grade. There's a not brand X on Bill's screen.
That's a key, I expect. Someone's died.
It's the one before 137, which is the double size.
Yeah.
Again, because it was, there is the double size.
The one for
that's
yourself.
perfect.
That is very high grade. That one.
That's
Just
worth a
straight
few
away,
bob,
I
that
can
one,
say,
isn't it?
wow, oh my God! What I'm going to be great if there's nothing wrong inside it, and there won't be because I know this collection already.
Yeah.
That's near mint. That's
I
rare.
think 100 quid, isn't
I
it?
got one. I got one in similar condition, but it has a small spot on the top, like a watermark, small watermark. But I opened it up, and it's signed by John Byrne.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Extra points for who can name that pothead on the cover and not Brandak.
Forbush man.
Yeah,
What's his
Forbush
name?
man.
Holy
Forbush
shit.
man.
But what's his name?
I thought that's what it was. Forbush man.
That's his
F-O-R-B-U-S-H.
character name. What's his name? What's his first name?
I don't know.
Frederick.
Irving. Irving Forbush.
Irving Forbush was it? I only
Irving.
ever knew him as Forbush man.
Yeah, Irving Forbush.
Yep.
Sorry, my brain's half dead. I have to go into trivia mode when my brain's like this.
Oh, that's a great cover, by the way, Darren.
These are beautiful. I'd forgotten that these were in here. That
Who
one's
did
got
pretty much all them covers, though?
But they're still great covers. They're so funny. Nice how they could take the piss out of themselves, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think Bill's slightly occupied. Anybody know who did the covers to those? And most of the art?
Marie Severin.
Marie Severin, yep. I figured he'd know it.
Wow, this is going to be a full set of it, isn't it?
Pretty
It's a
much.
shame that number 4's ripped, isn't it?
Well, there were 2 number 1s, which I'm delighted about. And it looks like a full set. I mean, honestly, Terry, you know, these came from some guy's attic who had died. In the boxes from the house clearance guys, into the van, house clearance guys, into the auction, house clearance guys, auction people fucking around with them, not knowing what they're doing, and then a load of people, well, only 3, visiting the auction, looking through them, and they've still managed to come out in this sort of condition is amazing.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a thing.
I don't know how many was in that set, was it? It was about 14 or 15 issues. Didn't go long, did it?
With shreds.
That'd be a hell of a thing to sell.
I
as a
sadly
set.
sold these to Phil last week, and I'm kicking myself ever since.
This is another one in my top 5 covers.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a nice one. Is that the first Starlin? That's not the first Starlin, is it?
No, first Starlin was like 22, but that was part of his run.
Okay.
Or 26, but he's dancing around it. It's a pricey ass book. When he gets to it, I'll tell you what it is. That's Pat Broderick right there.
Oh, it is? Wow.
I'm not, I'm not into Marvel as much sort of thing, but I do know what I like as far as this or the older covers. The 70s stuff was very good.
Well, if I was a collector, this would have driven me wild.
I have that one.
I need that one.
That's the first burn issue.
That's one of the oddball ones I need.
Oh, that's a biggie.
I definitely need that one.
That one is the first comic that I ever bought.
Yeah.
Apparently. Because when I went through my comic books a few years ago now, that was the oldest one I had in my box. And I remember buying that at the time. So it must have been that must have been the first one I bought because it's the oldest one I knew I bought at the time, and it's the oldest one I still in my that point in my collection. I think that's like 77, isn't it, Darren?
Yeah.
But round about that age, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, April 70. That one's April 78. It's the one after, so it must have been March 78.
Right. Yeah, it's the oldest one. Because the other ones
this is a pricey run, and
yeah, they were bi-monthly.
That cover's worth a lot
then
of money, I think,
because
as well,
nobody
isn't
was
it?
buying them.
That cover goes for a few bob.
this is all John Byrne stuff, and it's pricey. As soon as he stops being on it, it drops significantly.
Yeah, I'm never going to complete my my X-Men run, but I'm not that fussed. I like that. I don't mind X-Men, but I don't like them enough to want to pay big dollars for them. They're reasonable. I'd pick them up, but they're not, so I won't keep them as that.
What's significant about that issue?
It's the one that Darren's holding.
Whose first appearance is it?
Tough back then. I don't think it's Kitty Pryde, is it?
It's a bad guy.
Oh, I don't know then.
If you watch the Legion TV show, he had a big part in that.
Yeah, is it like Farouk or something like that? His name is it that guy?
Yeah, Farouk, the Shadow King.
That's it.
That
I
was
can
the
remember his
first
actual
Shadow
character
King.
name. I don't know how I remembered his name with the big.
There's Moses Magnum.
Are you talking about the guy from Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are really high
appearance
grade.
was in 117 there. There's the first cameo, Alpha Flight.
These are absolutely gorgeous. That is right. So it's near mint, except the guy's put his initials there. Look at the top.
Yeah.
Is it in pencil or pen?
That's in pen, and that hits it pretty hard. But I'll have to see what I do about those.
Yeah, I mean, but to be honest, Darren, that hits you hard when they're slabbing them. I think when people buy them, they see a silly little initial, they're not really going to care too much. I mean, it's not as if it's on the cover.
Proletariat. Here's where I first wanted to learn to speak Russian.
I normally instantly knock down a comic with a price sticker on to fine, and I normally instantly knock down a comic with any pen on to very good.
I love that band. Hey, come back by.
Especially, I mean, it's not on the cover even, is it?
Well, it is on the cover, but the back cover.
Back, yeah, that's what I mean.
I think the key is it's nice and neat, and I put a note on the front cover so that in the photo people can see that it's there.
Yeah.
And basically they can choose to take it or not based on the price. So there's a point at which, because I'm not CGC and I don't do grade by CGC and I don't price by CGC because I'm not CGC. So, basically people can choose to buy it or not.
That's what annoys me on eBay with these people. They go, oh, this is a 7.0 or this is an 8.0. And it's not slabbed, but they're telling you, they want you to pay slab prices for it.
Yeah,
this is what I have to say about that.
Yeah, what in our favor, Bill? Which way, Bill? For or against us?
Against the Hellfire Club?
I think he was saying he's
Hellfire.
Them.
He's dodging.
Charging slabbing prices.
Oh, those are beautiful. Oh, those are beautiful.
Is the Hellfire Club a real thing? Yes or no?
Yes.
It was back in the day.
No, it's still around, they say.
It still is.
It's all creased at the top,
Oh,
unfortunately.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's got a big crease
it's
at the top.
older one. So this is a typical collector who, in fact, that one's now this is not him collecting it. That's got. Remember, these were raw in an attic for years. The bloke died. This has been water.
Yeah, damage.
It's mouldy and horrible.
Yeah, don't put that with the others.
I have seen. Well, do you know what? It's been with the others for all this time. It's not going
I know, but it's not going to help them. That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to rub off. It's not going to rub off.
Darren, if it got wet and that issue was stuck to the next issue, would those be cremated?
Cremated?
That's the same. That's got
cremated.
well.
That one
I
has
got
got a little bit,
it.
because that would have been in the same box next to the same one. That's probably the,
Yeah. Yeah, that's manky as well.
So basically, all these Captain Marvels, they'll have been in the same box and they'll have been hit by the same whatever.
Bill, what issue does his costume change?
What's that?
What issue does his costume change?
I'll tell you what month it is. It's September 1969.
16 to 17.
You got it on the second one. It's 17.
Right. Well,
you get to 17. That's where the costume changes.
On the last page. I was thinking it was okay. I got you. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, I've just given you the month and
I've never seen so many Marvel comics with TMP prices on them. Because even when you used to see the ones that were 12 cents and 15 cents, they never used to put TMP prices on the Marvel. Very seldom saw it.
Yeah. So you're almost to Graham's birthday book. And you skipped it.
That one is. That particular one, the change of uniform one, was my birthday book.
Isn't it that one?
Who
No,
else
that's the first Starling.
Who else
Look
how
changed
glossy that one
uniform
is.
That's what issue number is that?
29.
Oh no, that's the end of the Starling run. 26 is the first Starling.
Yeah.
Right, there's a few in bags here, so we'd actually made an effort on some of these. Look, but it's just a bag. There's no board, and it's a terrible bag to put them in. But
Well, what's the significance of that book?
He
First
eventually died
Thanos.
from.
No.
He died
It
from
was
nitro, didn't he?
What's
Nitro
that?
managed to kill him.
Yeah,
Nitro
that's where he
killed
gets
him.
the cancer. 34 is where he gets the cancer. 34 with nitro is where he's exposed and gets the cancer.
So I got a Vampire Tales yesterday, or Dracula Lives. I think it's Dracula Lives, and guess whose first appearance is in it, Kyle?
And Dracula Lives, what number?
The Satanic cover.
You're talking about
Summer
Marvel
Satan?
Preview number 7?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, that's Rocket Raccoon.
yeah.
Or Rocky
had no
Raccoon.
idea
They call
I
him
had
Rocky
that.
Raccoon in it.
Rocky. Yeah, he calls himself Rocky.
Yeah.
And you know who was the artist on that, right?
It's been a
That'd be
while
worth-
since I've owned it.
That'd be worth a few pops in Spider-Man.
Was it Nasser on that
Yeah.
one?
Keith Giffen.
Giffen, yeah.
It was one
Well,
of his
Giffen
first
helped
Marvel
create him.
gigs. First
Giffen
Marvel
helped
gig, I
create
think.
him, so.
What?
I love those old Novas. They were dumb as hell, but I loved them.
Well, Giffen was, and I also have the first Giffen. Number 49 of Defenders is big because of why, Kyle?
No, Spidey.
49.
The whole of the
Like
Avengers in
48,
that one.
49, and 50 have early Moon Knight in them, but I wouldn't imagine.
49 is the first appearance of Moon Knight, and it's worth $100. Strangely, and it's Giffen again.
Yeah.
Because
I was
What
trading.
talking about? What comic's that?
Defenders number 49.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's got like the 6th appearance of Moon Knight in it. And
Well, and Giffen is totally trying to channel Kirby in it, and so
Yeah.
the splash page is what really sells it. The splash page has
Yeah.
and it's inked by Mike Royer,
yeah,
so it
I
really
just read
looks
that
like
one
Kirby.
recently.
Kirby's guy.
I read that
I
one
love-
recently. That where he
That
gets
was like the
thrown
Flash.
into
I love that
a water tank.
Nova run. I didn't like Infantino's art, but damn, those stories were fun.
You
I
know,
was
you know what,
grading. I was grading some comics. Let's see if you can see what it is. I'm sure you'll be able to get it. It was some DC comics from round about 1974-ish, give or take a few years. And in it, so what I want to know what title was this? Inside it, I saw Spider-Man and Thor and Captain America in battle with whoever.
What, the
Well,
real
you're
characters,
talking
not-
about one of the Halloween issues,
Crossover
right?
ones,
Where
maybe.
probably.
What do you mean a Halloween issue?
one of the
The fancy dress.
I'm forgetting
Or
the
was it
name
actually
of
them?
it. The Halloween parade they did up there, and
Yeah, that they had that.
Is it the
all
actual characters or is it people in fancy dress as the
People in
characters?
people in
dress.
dress? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
Gray is spot on there, but it was when I turned the page, I was like, "What?" And then I sort of read the page and realized. But was it in multiple or was it just in the one run? Because I mean, I only found
there's
it once.
several. Like one of the Beast issues where he's fighting the Juggernaut. Superman's in it in the background, and
Oh, I see. Okay, well, this was a Justice League.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
For the
crazy.
life of me, I can't remember that damn parade now. It's some New England town.
Yeah,
Western.
Barry
Yeah, tempered.
Bernie Wrightson and all those guys used to attend it.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm vapor locking that now.
Another Western.
But like Amazing Adventure 17 has it. One of the early appearances of the Blueford Beast, it has it. They did that as fun, as a cross promotion joke.
Oh, this is a Grey Man grade.
Is it?
Check the back cover.
Oh,
Ah,
that's
yeah.
perfect for the
Definitely.
Gray
The front
Man.
cover's all Mildew as well.
What is a leather neck?
cover.
Hey, what is a leather neck, Bill?
What's that?
Is it
What is a
marine?
leather neck?
Is it marine?
Marine.
It's a marine. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's how Marines greet each other. Like, what's up,
Yeah,
leather neck?
Gray,
Yeah.
do you want it?
Yeah, if you don't want it.
It's your favourite price.
Oh yeah, it's my favourite price. I'll
Free.
definitely have it.
Your favorite prize.
I'd stick it in a bag and make all the rest mouldy.
Molded is wet on
Oh,
the back.
that's a nice one. It's beat
Oh, that
up,
one.
but
Remember
it's a nice
that. Remember
one.
that this had been hit by the. This was right next to the other Captain Marvels, and that's really screwed up on the back.
Ah,
That's
fudge.
a pretty big issue, though.
Yeah.
It's all on the front cover as well.
It's not far from a Grey Man favourite price.
God
But
damn it. Somebody look up that Halloween thing or I'm going to go nuts.
Ooh.
You look it up. We don't care.
Was that the
Issue
torch?
2.
Or somebody the scroll being the torch?
that whole little batch there, Captain Marvel 1 to 5, all got hit by that mold.
Ah, it's a shame.
Another one that goes into a John Byrne run at the end that jumps the prices of them up.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think that's the first Byrne right there.
Which one?
Oh, this
I've
one
got my
feels old.
Champions run.
That last one he
Yeah,
just showed.
Oh, that's a
I think
nice
it's
one.
12 or
I've got mine
13
overrun.
starts the Byrne run.
Yeah,
I'm a kid. I'm a getting it.
34.
I really love the Howlers.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know if you guys read much war, but I always thought the DC war books were better than the Marvel war books. I know I'm a DC
Wait,
head anyway,
well-
but I just think
Well,
they're more
they
realistic.
both tried to see how many liberal messages they could put in a military comic book.
Unfold that one before it screws up even
Which I'm a
more.
liberal, so I was okay
I
with
would be
that.
here all day if I was fixing it as I went. So they've survived 50, 60 years like this. So me changing it today ain't going to make no
That's
difference.
nice. That's the decent condition. That's the spine looks fine on that as well.
It's a nice one.
That's
Oh yeah, the spine's absolutely perf. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
perf, but it's
Perfecto.
pretty damn good.
5, number 1. That's not bad at all. It's 50,
Very
60
nice.
years, nearly 60 years old. 60
Very
years
nice.
old next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll send it a card.
Yeah.
Send it a card.
And the second
Happy
annual.
60th.
And the
Excuse
second
me.
annual.
What was your middle
That's
name
another
there,
good one.
son? Can you burp again,
Right,
Kyle?
Kyle,
Yeah.
I want to know your middle. I want to know your middle name.
I had a
Fat Joe,
meatball
that's a nice
sandwich.
one.
That's worth a couple $100 probably.
is it going that
Yep.
much now? We did that. It was going up for a bit, wasn't it?
That's going to go through the roof because he's been cast. There's
All
been
right.
an actor cast in that part. So that
Do you
Noble
think?
one's
Do you
going to
think
be
the
a
one?
pricey
Do you
book.
think the Wonder Man books are going to go up now?
You
Oh,
would think.
surely, yes, Bill.
Yeah.
Have
I
you seen
think
the Wonder
so.
Man trailer? It dropped today, I think.
It looked good. Yeah.
This is the first time it's been in order. I've got 3 in a row.
Yeah, they were just a jumbled up mess.
Yeah.
Did I have a
Gee,
rant
what's
for you
that
guys
an
about
homage
the?
to?
You know,
Oh, yeah.
the only 83-year-old guy that they could get to sell the Red Hulk would be Harrison Ford, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, he's 83 and he's playing he's playing one of the Hulks. That's amazing to me.
Well, it's, saw a picture of Lou
I'm pretty sure
Ferrigno
they use
the
CGI.
other today on YouTube, and he could still play the Hulk. Was he
Oh, I
70,
know.
72, but he's as fit as a fiddle.
No,
Those
he
Sylvester
is.
Stallone.
But he also dyes his hair and has fake hair. But yeah. No, I agree with you on that. He looks
It's
good.
nice to have hair at 72. I didn't give a shit what
Dude, I
colour
hope
he
I
is.
look that good at 72. Terry, were
So
you
just,
born in Terry, were you born in 57?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're older than me and
Yeah.
you're older than Mark.
Yeah,
Oh my
you still-
gosh.
And you've
That's-
got more hair than me.
Well, that's true.
I'm still stuck on trying to remember all the crossover Halloween issues.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah, I
what's the
can't
Hellcat?
remember. Honestly, I can't remember. There's quite a few though.
What's a Hellcat?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what That's what Mark said the other day. He said it's nice to have somebody that's older than me. I'm not the oldest fart. I'm the program.
I thought a Hellcat was an airplane.
Okay.
No.
Like a fighter plane.
Hellcats.
Daredevil
No.
on the cover.
Hellcats
Darren,
that
last one. Did that have Daredevil on the cover?
Hellcats were soldiers in World War II.
Yeah. But what was that?
Demonic versions, maybe.
A weird Daredevil. Yeah, so yeah, with cloven hooves.
Yeah, they all look a bit
that's
demonic.
really crazy. Oh, someone's on acid.
Yeah.
I think I had that one at
Needless
one
to say.
point.
Not that I know what that's like, but
I've never seen them.
But yeah, the Not Brand Eck issues don't really count because they just have parody of it. But
look at that. That's
I think
wonderful.
there's
I still haven't seen that Eternals movie.
There's 5 or 6 issues.
I like it.
Like 3 of each.
The Eternals, yeah. I
look at that.
I didn't know any of the characters, so it was easy for me to watch. I didn't have anything.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But it was like you was talking about Deadpool, the Deadpool film earlier. I haven't seen it yet, other than somebody put it on YouTube a couple of months ago. It got taken down, I think. But I watched the first 25 minutes and I hope it's better than this. I was told the first 20-odd minutes are very slow. So
they are very slow, Terry. Yeah, definitely. And so then it becomes.
It picks up, right,
fest.
Darren?
What do they call it? Fan fest, is it?
Yeah, it's a fan fest.
You're about to come across another one of those issues.
So the thing is, though, Terry, is that I'm a big Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But, and I thought being a big Marvel fan was kind of very important to getting many of the in-jokes in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other in-jokes in it come from the other Marvel films, especially the Sony Universe ones.
Yeah.
And so you'd kind of.
I've seen most of the Marvel films. So I've seen most of them.
Yeah, but I mean, like Fantastic Four, Blade,
Yeah.
X-Men, all that stuff. Not the MCU stuff.
No, I've seen most of them. So
then you'll get it.
The only recent ones I haven't seen are the recent ones. They're the ones that have been sworn off of. Don't bother with. I got them on DVD because I'm a bloody completist, but I just haven't watched them.
I'm still waiting for issue 18 to pop up on here.
What's special about 18?
What's special about 18? Issue 18 of Amazing Adventures, Bill. Bill should be the expert on it. Of course, he walked away.
I'm right here. Sorry. What now?
What's the significance of Amazing Adventures 18?
Killraven?
It's the first appearance of Killraven.
First
but why is it significant?
First major piece by P. Craig. What's Craig's last name?
P. Craig Russell. But no, who did the artwork for it?
It was P. Craig Russell, wasn't it?
No.
Or was it Plug?
You wrote a goddamn book on him.
Neil Adams. Oh, duh.
Trying to make it a layup.
And guess what? It was more like a push-up. Like, here you go, Bill.
The Who Man Fly.
That was a real dude, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Terry, did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard of the Human Fly.
Yeah, he was like this dude that would do. He tried to be the masked Evil Knievel, right?
Yeah.
Right, Kyle?
Well, his main stunt was he had a thing bolted in onto a 747, a harness bolted in on a 747, and did a takeoff and a landing standing on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where they took the idea and ran with it.
Yeah. Horrible book, by the way. They put their least best artists. Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Oh, the Turtles one.
Boy, that thing's been a roller coaster of a ride.
Yeah. Well, it's not worth anything now. Well, it is, but.
Well, the Captain America movie, the Brave New World or New World Order, is set of, in the Eternals film, the huge thing that ends up at the North Pole or wherever.
Yeah.
That's the back scene. That actually appears in the Captain America.
Oh, that's cool.
Tiamat is the MCU's answer to where adamantium comes from.
Now I don't know whether that means anything, but because
Yeah, they're gonna.
You know what? It'll mean more than it should. Let's put it that
they'll
way.
introduce adamantium.
Hey, Tempest.
Tiamat.
I'll send you the link, Tempest, if you want to pop in.
Come on board, Tempest. Tempest.
Damn it! Now I wanted you to see Amazing Adventure 17.
Have you seen this box before, Kyle, Bill?
Yeah,
I thought so because I thought I pegged a few of them, but
that's what I'm wondering if maybe you have. Have you put it in your stacks already?
but yeah, I mean, I would love a shilling copy of X-Men 66, but again, I have a packing order, and that's kind of in the middle of it. I mean, I want Silver Surfer 1, I want X-Men 101, but the mid-level packing order stuff, I'm not jumping at the bit too much for.
tell you what, some of that was some of Kirby's biggest stuff, like biggest ideas. It wasn't his best artwork, but that cover and that issue, that shows his celestial ideas that were amazing. Oh, that's my favorite cover of all.
The Unimind. How they all bonded together and froze Tiamat.
I've started processing now, finally. And so I've been at it a couple of weeks. I reckon I've probably processed about, 4,000 comics or something. I don't know, maybe
Jesus.
a bit less. But I had to get those processed to clear the space so that I could get to these ones. Because these are the most important comics I have to yet to process are these ones. So I've got 6 long boxes or something like that from this auction. And that is my next job. And they take such a long time to process comics from this age because back then in the great to see you. And in the 60s and early 70s, it was very normal in the UK anyway for people to do things like put coffee mugs on comics or
that's a key book.
Put things out or
that's
so you have to check every page.
Put down. You just put down a key book.
What?
Yeah. That's the first Bloodstone.
Is that the Monster Hunter Bloodstone?
Yeah. That's the first one.
And the second one is harder to find.
A key and a semi-key right there.
Yeah.
Except for condition of the rough ones, this has been a monster box.
That one is going to be a very fine. I mean, pending further checking, and that one is it's like near mint minus maybe.
And then one of them you could probably check and see if he cut out the Marvel value stamps because those are.
I have to do that
already.
Do you know what I'm going to do, Kyle? Because it's not in every book at all. It's not even in most of them. It's in some of them. So I'm going to get a list so that when I'm going through the comics, I don't have to. Well, to be honest, I will be checking them all anyway because you've got to do one. I was just about to say, there's a list that is not worth checking just for Marvel stamps, but you've got to check them anyway because
you just nonchalantly went by another key just in case you were curious.
Well, I'll find about that anyway. You mean the Guardians?
Yeah.
And that one.
That's their first solo. That's their first solo, and it's the 4th appearance of them.
The problem is, to finish what I was saying, is of comics of about 1970, well, anything in the 70s, but definitely 75 downwards. People did so many crazy things with their comics. You have to check every page to grade it, or you're making a mistake. Yeah. After 1980, they didn't do it. It's much rarer. So it might be 1 in 1,000 comics after 1980.
That's true.
But prior to that, it's probably 1 in 10.
I must be honest, I was amazed when I was buying all of the old Action comics. And there's a lot of, quizzes in those old ones, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. There's lots of quizzes in there. And I was really surprised that I never got a single one where somebody had actually filled any of them in.
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
I've
it
only
could
ever had
be.
only ever had one problem. Was I got it was a super. No, it was a Batman. Oh God, I can't think of it. Batman annual. I can't remember what the damn number was now. It's one of the. It's sort of like the newer ones, but still in the 70s. And that had a advert cut out of it. It was a little tiny advert. You know, a little tiny square had been cut out of it. But the person that sold it to me told me. I mean, it wasn't as if I found it by accident. He did actually tell me. But it was in such fantastic condition, I couldn't say no to the book. And I mean, this didn't disturb the story or anything because it cut out an advert that was at the back of another advert. So it didn't really.
I reckon, Terry, that a lot of graders, like you know, a lot of shops or whatever, people selling on eBay and stuff, if they found something that had puzzles filled in or things cut out, they probably just ditch it. They probably just ditch it and don't even sell it. And so, I think there's a lesser chance when you're buying from people on like eBay or a shop, there's a lesser chance to find problems like that compared to buying collections. And I buy collections. So the collections is from collectors, often collectors who got back issues way ago when these things weren't a problem. You know, people wouldn't blink twice back in the 1969 at a cutout or a puzzle filled in. They'd just say, yeah, I want it. It's a comic. I want it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, because back in those times, back in the 50s, 60s, and everything else, I mean, I don't know, when did they start doing, comics being sent in the post? Because, I mean, Americans, originally, they were folded in half, weren't they? I mean, when did they start doing that?
Early 60s.
I don't know when they did it in the UK, if ever.
Yeah.
You won't see a subscription increase before like 1961.
Yeah. I've had a couple of books that say that had it, but it obviously been done so mildly that it had to be sort of ironed out, I think.
It's reminded me, this has going through this box, because it's been a long time since I've gone through any of the boxes from this auction, just how high grade these are. Yeah. I've been sitting there because you always, think negatively about things if you're thinking pessimistically. And I was thinking, well, I thought they were like maybe very fine, but maybe they're fine or very good. But I tell you what, these are actually way better than I thought they were.
Yes, it's a shame they're making a film about the human fly.
Yeah.
Say them, Tempest.
It's hard to find a human fly in terrible condition.
In terrible one?
Yeah.
You mean it's easy to find one in good?
Yeah, nobody read those things. Oh no, Shogun Warriors.
And this guy seemed to buy everything. So it's like, if it was done in this date range, he bought it.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
But like you say, with the condition they're in, doesn't like he ever read them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is again. That is right. So that's a near mint, with the exception again of his initials at the top of the cover there in biro.
Maybe he wrote his initials when he read them. He put his initials to make sure that's the one he read.
Maybe, yeah.
That's how he noted how he read them. I just wouldn't dream of doing that. I just even when I was, a real kid, I couldn't stand it. I mean, I used to have my comics, my black and white comics, like Beano and Dandy delivered when they used to be delivered, and I asked them not to write on those. They used to write your address on the bloody things, and I asked them not to. And I was only 7 or 8 when I was getting those in.
What is weird is there are a few of them, but there's no, it's like 10% maybe, 10% or less with this initial. So whoever it is hasn't done it on every single issue. There's even a possibility it was not the original collector. Maybe he swapped a load with friends or something, and
possibly.
Maybe it's his friend who did it. I don't know.
What was his name?
No idea, because it came through an auction house, so it was confidential.
No, because you say that. Might
those are great. Those are a big thing now.
You say you might have swapped them with friends, and the ones that have got initials on are from a friend.
Could be.
Yeah, possible.
Hey, Tempest.
Hey, that's kind of significant.
Who's that?
But That's that run of Marvel superheroes. Darren, something to keep in mind.
1 and 9pence.
You're familiar with the Mile High collection, right?
Yeah.
The Edgar Church collection.
Yeah.
You know, every single issue of that has his initials and numbering written on the cover.
Yeah.
I did not know
And
that.
they're all mint. They're all graded high mint. It
Which is
doesn't
wrong.
take
That is
away from it. It does not take away from it.
No,
I think what I'll do with these is I'll probably, because normally I knock grades off for stuff like this, but this is a very neat, very small, always in the same place piece of writing. So I'll probably grade it without taking a grade off, but I'll make a label that I'll stick on every comic to say APB on the back cover in neat biro, no grade deduction for this. So that people can see that I've graded it, but not deducted a grade for that.
Correct.
Normally I
perfect
do.
way to do it.
I mean, that's how you detect provenance in a lot of these things, you know, or stamps on it or the writing of the person.
Well, I mean, I was when they was doing grading with the T&P stamp was said that supposedly they do not degrade because they class it as a plus stamp.
Unless
they still do.
Unless it crashes the paper or they smear it real bad, a straight T&P stamp doesn't affect the value at all.
However,
it's a bad smear right on top of something.
It is something that is ignored, and my eyes now, after grading so many comics, I don't even see the Thorpe and Porter stamp. But so I just go straight past it. I don't even take it into account. However, there are comics in America that don't have that stamp on. So therefore, versions exist with the stamp and versions exist without the stamp. And I think that the majority of people would say that one without the stamp is more desirable. And more desirable does tend to be a slight price difference in the higher direction.
I mean, I know pre-59 they weren't on there anyway, but after November 59, I was amazed how many I was able to pick up that didn't have it. I
think it only went on. It went on when it was I think it was a cent. When a cent copy came, they stamped it with the price. When a pence copy came, there was no need to stamp.
Oh no, that's right.
Because it was already priced in
I'm talking about DC, and there's very few DC price stamps.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
I mean, you can virtually name them. I mean, Detective Comics 413s are 5 pence. Action Comics 401s are 5 pence. There's a number of them, but there's very few DC with pence prices on.
So, is there any possibility, Terry, that when you've gone out buying those, you've actually bought them from someone who in the past has got them from the States?
They must have done. They must have done, because I bought many that. I mean, there's a guy that I thought I was buying my own collection back. One of the guys there, because I know that a lot of mine didn't have the stamp because a lot of them were sent over by a relation from America to me. So I know how to. And occasionally, when I used to go to the newsagents to pick up my books, they open up the parcel and they hadn't been stamped. So even even when I bought them back when I was buying them back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when I was buying them back there, I never had any stamps on them anyway. Well, I mean, in the 80s there was. They used to have the price was on the 3 prices were on there anyway, weren't they? So
80s they needed the stamp.
Yeah, they didn't need the stamp then. But in the 60s and 70s, I had many.
Tarzan on the Titanic.
Many of them.
The Tarzan on the Titanic there, Darren.
Who's asking that?
No, it is. It is Tarzan and the Titanic.
Where's
a Titanic issue? Yeah, Marvel. Yeah.
That's Tarzan on the Titanic.
I didn't recognize Gray's voice.
Does he whistle up a polar bear to save him?
It's the African Star. Can you see?
It's the African Star, not the Titanic.
Fair enough.
I didn't recognize your voice at all there, Gray.
Well, you know,
let's turn the lights off.
I was going to tell you, Darren, that it is not me. No, I don't know.
But the Son of Satan, he appeared in Ghost Rider first, didn't he? Was the Son of Satan appearing in Ghost Rider first?
The first issues of Ghost Rider have got some crossovers with Son of Satan, so I think I'm not sure if he appears in Ghost Rider first. They might be number 2. Is he in number 2?
I think
he cameoed on the last page of Ghost Rider 1 and first appeared in Ghost Rider 2.
But aren't they drinking buddies? I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. Blood drinking buddies.
Another underrated series, that short
Pile
run
trigger.
Logan's Run.
That short
But
run
they've gone for a few of a little while, a few years ago.
Have you got all 6 issues of that?
I knew it would trigger him. I knew it would trigger him.
There's 1, there's 2.
One of the few Marvel ones I've got.
He'll tell us why number 6 is special in a minute.
Solo story of Thanos in it.
Yeah.
You're about to tell us.
Yep.
Logan's Run has a solo Thanos story?
The first solo Thanos story.
Is in Logan's Run what?
The next issue.
I preferred the film because you had Jenny Agutter, didn't you?
The next issue is there? Or that's 5, isn't it?
It's 6.
Yeah, that's 5.
Why would Thanos be in Logan's Run anyway?
Page filler. Quite literally page filler. They had the story written. Does it jump to 7?
7.
It just jumps it.
Jump the shark, dude.
Yeah, they needed page filler. They had an end of the story and they needed page filler.
There you go.
Is that 6 or 8?
Number 6. There are only 7 in the set.
It only ran for only 7 issues.
All 7 there.
And that's
six?
his first appearance
Oh,
in here. It's solo story. So it's a backup strip, basically.
Hi, everybody. I'm Thanos. I don't know if you know
That
me.
is, that's the first time I've had that issue. Jesus Christ. That is, wow, shit a brick.
No, thank you,
9.4.
Kyle, is what you say.
That's
You say,
9.4.
thank
Okay,
you, Kyle.
hold on. It's going to take some performance art here, but hold on.
From a never bagged, never boarded, stored in an attic in shitty boxes, moved by house gear clearance people, and sat in an auction hall with people going through these boxes roughly, and that's come out. Wow.
And then it falls apart in his hands
something
as he shows it to
Yeah, the only thing that ruins it is
The
12
performance
pence.
art for Darren. Hold on.
So the only thing that ruins it is 12 pence. So once you listen,
There you go. I should have brick.
Oh, that was
The
gross.
shitty brick.
I should have brick
Right,
for you.
I'm going to go and get you Thanos' first appearance. Just give me a minute. Go to someone else, Gray. I'll just take me 3 minutes to find it.
Okay. You got any new books you want to show, Tempest?
I've got some bits if you want to see them.
I think it's what, Iron Man 55 he's going for?
A bunch of annuals.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the
Superboy.
early ones I need.
And I didn't even get applause for shitting a brick.
I mean, it takes some effort. So,
Why are you Tempest from Ars today?
Oh, yeah.
Because he
Brick
goes,
as well, as well.
oh, that's I want that very much. That's awesome. That's awesome.
What about this one?
Oh, hell yeah. Number 2.
You realize it's going to take me a year to get Tempest from Ars out of my head now.
I know.
This one's in a bit rough condition.
Is that one of the ones I'm
Man
getting
and
from
Robin
you,
on
Darren?
scales.
Oh, Darren's not here. I think that's one of the ones I'm getting from Darren.
That's,
But I'm not
Never
sure.
seen any of these.
Okay, Adventure.
Oh, these are great.
This one's a bit weird because it's got some of the stories. Some of the pages have got colour, so like that's black and white. But then the next couple of pages are in colour.
That's weird.
What, in the same story?
Yeah, it switches. It's like we can afford to colour part of it, but not all of it. So we'll do odd pages every now and
It's not someone with their crayons, is it? An amateur colorist
I think that is actually
trying their playing their trade.
proper coloured rather than
Ooh.
2000 AD ones.
Yeah, I used to have those. I did have.
Have you seen they've got new 2000 AD annuals this year coming out? And they want 25 quid for them. Ridiculous, isn't it? Got that one.
Nice one.
Judge Dredd, Carlos Esquerra.
Another little curiosity for the collection.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's super cool. Oh my God, I've never seen a Flash annual.
It's got some loose pages and the spine's a bit.
Is that an L Miller or something? Oh,
that a British reprint?
It's one of those. It's one of those rebound.
Oh, I got
That's
you.
another one. That's another one for the.
I gotcha.
That's another one for the
official
collection.
release one. Is that
Sorry?
like an Aussie
Issue
one or something?
169.
No, they're UK ones then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that Flash 169?
That's 165.
Oh, yeah, I'm nearly there.
There's 2 issues of Flash and I think 3 issues of 4 issues of Adventure Comics in here.
Oh yeah. Which adventure? What with Legion of Superheroes in?
Yeah.
I've never ever seen that before.
Is that like a one-off or something?
They don't come up very often.
Yeah. What were they used to sell for? Was that like 7 and 6 or something or other on the price of those?
I'm not sure. It doesn't. It's not good.
Is
Is
that
that like the
bound?
double?
Is that a
Is
bound
it like
volume?
double? Right?
It is one of the bound ones. Yeah.
Yeah. No, never. I've seen a few of those, but never ever seen one with a Flash cover on.
If you've ever seen any of those, you'll have seen them from me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you've shown them before. That's exactly what I mean. I've never seen a Flash.
Anytime any of those pop up, I'm diving on them.
Yeah.
Tempest, have you done showing, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great. Do you want to see? I've got to show you the context of these Iron Man, though. So this is a batch I've just been processing. So these will be going on the shop. So the context being I've graded them fine. Okay. So for issue number 49, and I'll show you at the end of the context. I'll show you issue 55, which is the big one. So you can see this is fine plus. I like that one. A treble plus. So this is just a nice set of high end of fine or fine. And I'm like going, wow, and I know I've got a 55 in here. So pleased. I'm thinking, all that, rubbing my hands together, saying number 55, woohoo!
It's gonna be a blinking reader copy.
Well, I'll skip the 55 just to keep showing you the run continues, still in great condition. I've actually put 4 pluses on that one.
Wow. Double death.
And I put my little notes on so that people can see when they come to the shop what I thought. That's a bit blurry. So this is just a nice solid run of fines, right? Even an occasional very fine one thrown in. So there's got to be a cracking number 55. Here we go then.
Oh, good.
And the note?
Can't see it. Oh, yeah. Little bit to the left. Of all the other tasty comics, the mouse had to nibble this one. Oh, no. Oh, that's...
That naughty mouse!
Oh, that's got to hurt.
It hurt a lot. Well, every single comic in the same box in the room was just fine, plus, fine, very fine, whatever. The mouse chose this one. The mouse obviously had very good taste.
Oh, that sucks. That's the only one of any real value in that run as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And big value too. Big value.
Let's get a
right, let's go back. Do you want to go back to those marbles?
The two together.
Yeah, can do. Rob.
Way underrated series.
I thought the villains for Ron were really blinking heavy, weren't they?
You want to hear a fun Ron Ditko story?
20 pence.
Go on then.
I reckon. Well, it looks pretty neat, but there's a chance that that's been. You see, there's a 20p there. That could be pen over the 50 cents there.
Oh, yeah.
Or it could be printed. It's very neatly done.
Yeah, Steve Ditko came back and did a run of ROM. He did like 9 issues of ROM, including an annual.
All right.
And all the inkers lined up outside the Jim Shooter's office, and they were all assigned a single issue, or an issue was split between 2 of them, so all of them had the chance to work with Steve Ditko. They all took it. They were all willing to take a pay cut. There's a great story. They all just wanted at least once. That's a semi-key. That's a
it's the one with the X-Men.
It's a very early new X-Men appearance.
Yeah.
But yeah, people desperately wanted to ink Steve Ditko before he went away.
I mean, how do you know?
Tempest, are you going to Thought Bubble?
No.
No. Have you been before?
I haven't. No.
Me neither, and I'm not going either.
Right. I don't know. Is it mostly like new stuff at Thought Bubble?
That makes 3 of us.
Probably. Mark goes. You know, Mark. Did you see Mark earlier on the show today?
It's more for the artists,
nice
for getting things signed and all that sort of stuff. There's very few comics there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of
Black
stands
Goliath.
for the comics, but most of it's for
Those Black Goliaths are not, and they're all signed copies.
Signed or into getting art drawn for you and that kind of thing. Then it's the place to go.
There you go.
That Black Goliath one is a minor key.
I wanted to go this year, but it was mainly to meet everybody that's going up there. Really, I wasn't really bothered about the other side of it.
Well, guys, it's 4:00. I need to go back to my store duties, but have a great day. Kyle, we love you. We love your mom. Janet, we love you. We're praying because we miss you. And I'll see you guys next week.
Bill,
Bill.
Sometime this week, Bill, I'll be ready with your list.
Very good, sir. We'll work it out. Thank you, my man.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Have a great night. Later, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, that Black Goliath one is a minor key because that's Bill Foster's first appearance. So, and when you've been played by Lawrence Fishburne in the movies, that should bump you up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tempest, are you more Marvel or DC or both?
DC.
DC, really?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Marvel is at the bottom.
I'm trying to collect DC collectors because obviously with the website, Marvel just gone, sold. DC takes its time.
Yeah.
So I've got some amazing DC stuff. I bought a collection of I went to a lady's house on the South Coast, and she had her brother's collection in her attic, and he had died 22 years before.
Right.
So therefore, every single comic was obviously going to be 22 years old. At least. And she said, I think there might be 1,000 or so, maybe a couple of thousand, and there were 9,000 or so.
Blimey.
So I had to go in her attic twice and back to my place. So it was like 2 massive trips. But they'd been in, so he had not boarded them, but he had bagged them and sellotaped them. And they've been in the attic for so long, in the possible hot, cold. The sellotape has melted. You still got sellotape, but the glue melts, doesn't it? And sticks to the next bag in front. So they're like a block of bricks. So to get them out is horrible, sticky, horrible affair. I mean, I actually really enjoy rescuing comics from that kind of situation. Yeah. But inside the bag, despite the fact that they weren't boarded, they are very high grade, so they're very fine and near mint. And
you get a good price for them, I take it.
So it's maybe some got price stickers. Say again, Gray.
Has he got a good price for them, I hope? In that
condition.
I
always, I reject 9 out of 10 deals. I only take the cheapest possible ones. So, but they were. So the collection is pretty much everything DC printed, between about 1970 and 1990. So it's absolutely cracker, and it's not in the slightest bit. Obviously, it's just his collection. So you always think, has it been cherry picked? Well, I couldn't really see what was in it, but I did find a first Hellblazer. You know, the 36 Swamp Thing 36 or 7.
Yeah.
Right.
So if that's in there, you know that it's not cherry picked.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else I might find in there. It's, to be honest, I've got to do all this Marvel for the shop, and then I mean, I'm going to.
Was it mainly superhero, or was it all the other kind of different sort of books? Mystery and war and all that sort of stuff.
I think it was. I don't see many I don't see too many horror or war ones, so I'd say it's all superhero. And what I didn't see, which was a real shame, is I didn't see long Batman runs. I didn't see long detective runs. So, which are the ones? The only, as a shop, Batman is the main one, either in detective or in Batman. Everything else definitely comes second best in a DC collection, but it seems to be everything else, but not Batman. God knows why.
Maybe you just didn't like Batman. Maybe you thought it was overrated.
Maybe. I mean, I did see some early Justice Leagues back to like the mid-70s or something. Honestly, because it was all stuck together, and it was way more than I thought it was, I have not even opened the boxes. I simply put the boxes in the car, drove home, unstacked them, went back again, brought the other boxes back, stacked them in the garage.
They're not all still in sellotapey bags, are they?
Yep, still there, exactly how I bought them.
I thought you rebagged them at least.
Oh shit, no, Grey, blimey, no, because I've got to prioritise what comes in what order. And this collection, which has been sitting in the house for a year now, nearly, that's the number one priority, and I've only just got round to doing that. So that this
when he visits you.
Yeah, Mark can do it all in a day.
Mark go through and bag them all back up for you. Earn his keep.
So this because these are the 1970s and earlier, you can only do one every 2 minutes. It's probably 30 an hour to process, so it takes a hell of a lot of hours to process. But that's my number one priority is the Marvel. Once you get onto 80s and beyond, you can get like 3 a minute, so you can get like 120 to 180 in an hour. It's so much faster.
Sure,
my first Conan comic, that was in my original 97, Graham.
Okay.
Conan Annual number 4. Like I said, I'm only so wanting to refill that, but that was my introduction to Conan, was that Annual number 4.
These are beautiful. I mean, I've had many of these comics in stock before, but never in this grade. This is probably 2 grades higher on average to what I've had in the past.
Darren, there's a guy on, the American guy on YouTube. I'm trying to think his bloody name. I can't think of his name at the moment. But he is a super Conan fan.
Not Gary B.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether you contact him because I don't know how far his collection goes back or whether he collects all of it or not. All I know is that he collects every bloody cover that comes out now.
Is he in the States?
If there's 10 covers to a Conan, if there's 10 covers to a new Conan, he's got them all, kind of thing. And he's into Red Sonja as well. But might be interesting to contact him with those.
Well, the States is only interesting if he wants pence variants.
Yeah.
Because if all the cent ones are cheaper and in probably in better grade and definitely don't have any stamps on.
No, it's true.
In the States. So the only reason to come to England.
I have no idea how big his Conan collection is. He may have them all. I don't know.
And it's in all my time, I've only ever sent one order to America.
Yeah.
Because the postage is, first of all, for the things I've said is that they're cheaper in America, and they don't have stamps on, and they don't have price stickers usually, but mostly the postage to America is obscene.
Yeah. True.
And it's about to get 10 times.
And it will get worse as well.
It's worse coming back from America. Posting from America to here is a lot worse than sending from here to America.
But what's so ludicrous is, from what gather, when they're talking like that, the comic vet and everything else they're talking, it's more expensive to send something from America to Canada than it is to send it from America to the UK. Absolutely crazy.
And that stuff doesn't even fly; it just drives over the border.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, if I knew someone in somewhere like Mexico, I could post things to Mexico and have them ship them from Mexico to or drive over the border, jump over the wall.
We could just chuck him over.
No.
We could just chuck comics over the wall.
Trump put that Louis DeJoy guy in charge of that, and he jacked up the prices 5 times higher.
Postage.
Yeah.
We used to see on the YouTube, tons of people collecting statues, but they don't collect statues anymore because of the price of them.
Yeah.
You know, a £3,000, one of these $3,000 statues costs like $5,000 because of all the bloody taxes that have been added to it. Postage and all the rest of it. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that guy he put in charge
with them collecting those things.
The guy he put in charge of the post office in 2016 that's still there is just wrecked everything. Just wrecked everything.
A lunatic pay $3,000 for a statue, and you're bloody hell or extremely rich.
Oh no, I know. Well, there is one guy on there still that he does pay ludicrous money. I mean, he buys like full size, statues. The actual full size ones.
You're joking.
That costs tens of thousands. It's ridiculous.
Well, actual life-sized statues.
Life-size things.
Jim, man, but he gets the money off of his views.
How big is his house to put him in?
There's guys called Extreme, isn't he? Is it Extreme?
Yeah.
And there's another guy called Extreme, and he just ridiculous things that he's got. I know he sold a load of stuff to buy them, but I don't know what there is in them. I mean, it's like having loads of mannequins around the house.
The only life-size statue I've got is inflatable Irene.
This is a nice little run of stuff. Jungle Action.
Yeah.
She comes with real hair and 3 orifices.
Ooh.
Black Panther 1.
Jack Kirby. It is incredible to think that somebody bought all of these, and it just makes you wonder whether they ever read them.
Well, if they did read them, they were incredibly careful because these have been really well looked after.
They're doing pretty good, Nick. All my comics, really. I mean, I've read most of them all of them at least once, but some of them, I've read a few. Some ones I've read 2 or 3 times, because I really enjoy them.
Yeah.
I've gone back and read them again. I've read all my Superman comics a couple of times.
Even these
ones.
Marvel features. Have you got these grey Red Sonjas?
I think I've got the Marvel feature one. I did a couple more for the other one, but one of them I'm getting off you and I. One of them is on the lot that you're holding for me at the moment.
Right. This is great. I've never had not in this grade. This lovely. It seems to every issue. I mean, he's not missed a bloody issue.
I need 2 from the Marvel Red Sonja first series. One of the ones I think you've already got in the piles. I need 1 more then. And there's a second series that I've never seen from 1983 that only had 2 issues, and I've never seen them anywhere.
I've got them upstairs, but
I guess I'd dig them up one day, but I'm not in anybody rush for them. There's a few issues. There's a few runs that I've written down, but I'll get them when I get them. If at all. I won't cark it for then. It's like I don't think I'm ever going to finish my Werewolf by Nighttime run because there's just too many expensive ones in there. I got the bloody Moon Knight issue, but now we've got number 1 and the second Moon Knight appearance are so bloody expensive. It's hardly worth the effort.
I just shipped off my number 1 to Mark.
Mm.
I'm guessing he's going to get that graded. Clean pressed and graded.
So anyway, I'm very pleased to collect DC collectors for the shop because I can offer an amazing selection of DCs. And it's only going to get bigger because I think I've got about 10,000 Marvel comics to add. But I've got 20,000 or maybe slightly more DC comics to add.
Hello, Doc Ken.
I don't know. because you said 70s, so I mean, I would be interested because I mean, I've called myself Deadman, and the thing, I mean, I've got all the reprints, but the thing I've never ever replaced. I mean, I used to have it, but it's something I replaced is the Strange Adventures. 205 was it the first one?
205 like through 216.
Yeah, just it. If you ever come across them, Darren, I mean, I know you do 205 for a decent price for me, and the rest of them are expensive.
205 is your first appearance, right?
Yeah, it's first appearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've had one in the past. I really do. But obviously, it's very rare. Well, is it rare? Yeah, I'd say it is pretty rare. Usually, when I buy collections of that age, there's no consecutive runs.
No.
This is a rare one. There are many consecutive runs in this one, but usually people back then, God knows why, probably lack of money or lack of knowledge or whatever. But normally there just used to be very like a scattergun approach. So you might get 20 comics, but they're like 10 different sets, 10 different titles. And so it's very, so therefore when I need to buy multiple collections to have any chance of getting a solid run of anything.
Yeah.
Now I have got some adventure. It's Strange Adventures? Adventure comics.
Yeah. Strange.
You've seen right. So that little batch of Supergirl ones I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
And that the other week I said I'd got a list, and I said I'm missing a gap between there. They were not the same collection. They're two different collections. Miraculously, another collection I bought just filled a 40-issue run. It filled 20 of the issues. No duplicates. Miraculously, that rarely happens. But that's basically it. So it's just a case. It's a matter of time. And so I've just got to go out buying collection after collection after collection after collection, and eventually I'll hit whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
So again, this is the fun of collecting. From my perspective, obviously I'm collecting on an industrial scale, if you like. I'm not a collector at all, but the shop stock is basically a large collection. You might look at it, and I just go out and buy a collection and bring it in, and so on and so on. And I'm still trying to fill all the gaps because I like to offer the widest possible range of comics to people. So I do like to fill the gaps, but obviously I don't go filling them individually.
No.
I did know when this one came up at auction, though, that I was desperate for Marvel, having sold 2/3 of all the Marvel I've sold. So I was desperate to restock Marvel. So this is why I had to go out and buy this one.
Yeah. My copy is Strange Adventures 211 is one of my favorite in my collection because there's hands reaching out, grabbing him on the cover.
Yeah.
And on one of his fingers, it's date stamped November 18th, 1968. And that's my birthday. I mean, I was born in 66, so it was my second birthday. But it's date stamped on my birthday.
Is one of the Spider-Woman run any kind of mini key?
37 and 38.
For what reason?
First appearance of Banshee's niece, Siren, and it's got an X-Men crossover.
I expect number 20 with Spider-Man is probably worth a couple of bucks.
Seems very minor, that one.
Yeah. But yeah, number
one. That one as well.
Number one, 37 and 38.
Yeah. These have been hit with some kind of water damage.
Nice shame.
Just it's a ripple rather than
Spider-Woman. It's a weird old run, that Spider-Woman. It's all right though. I didn't know she was British.
Isn't
20 left.
Isn't the the kind of risque cover worth a few bob as well on the Spider-Woman one?
Yeah, there's a newer one. There's a Milo Manara new one that's got her ass crack on it.
Oh, that one.
That's it, yeah.
Kind of money, but of the original run, there's a few cover preferences, but I love that book, even though it's all reprints.
They have got nice covers in that run, but
yeah, that's a nice one. That's got a nice spine on it as well. That's rare. These are difficult to find with any kind of reasonable spine because they always go here and here. That tears away, and you get tears along there and there. All sorts of things go wrong on these.
Yeah. I just saw somebody's trying to sell a collection on Facebook, but by looks, it's been taken down. There's about 8,000 comics for £3,000.
There's a Frank Miller cover.
It's been taken down.
I saw that one, and basically,
boxes.
Is he complaining?
The boxes had letters on the ends. It was the ones with boxes and had letters on the ends, A to E. And
I didn't see the advert, but I saw someone saying, "Why have you took it down? I've lost all the contact details of everyone." Is that the one?
Must be, I assume. It was there. It was there 10 minutes ago. It's not there now.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how old it was. I don't know how old it was. But,
Steve Ditko.
Is there? I'm sure there's big ones in Marvel Spotlight. I'm not sure which ones there are, but this is the second set.
Yeah, those are early Star Lords. Those go up and down. Spotlight 34 has the first Spider Woman in it.
Oh, that could have been what I was thinking about the key. Yeah,
32, 30. I think it's 32 actually.
Well, Ghostwriters, they not.
Well, there's money right there. That's what issue number is that? 9?
Number 11.
Yeah, that's like his 5th, 6th appearance.
Yeah.
And Mike Flugart.
Looks like it's a bunch of spotlights. So I wouldn't say that of all the boxes we saw from this one, this is nothing like the best box at all. In terms
they
of
did them so wrong in the movie. That was the dumbest part of
Ragnarok.
What's that?
Well, they casually killed him.
They killed the Warriors 3, just blank, and they're done.
How did they? I forget.
And that art on that, Steve Lealoa. So if Bill gets him on the show, he'll talk about those a lot because he did a lot of that run.
I keep vaguely thinking I can get a run of 5 blinking comic books with someone tied to a chair with a werewolf nearby. I've literally got 2 covers of someone tied to a chair with a werewolf in the room, and I'm trying to find 3 more for cover slingers. I don't know if there are any. Yeah, as a theme.
Has he got to have a chair and a werewolf?
That's her first solo. That Marvel Chillers 3 is
someone tied to a chair with a werewolf about to attack him, and I thought, I wonder if there's 3 more. If I can find 3 more, I'll be a happy man indeed, because that's such a niche theme.
That's quite specific, though, Gray, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The other one, if anyone's interested, is
another Ditko bit
with Mr. E. I think Mr. E's tied to a chair and the werewolf is about to attack.
Oh, here's a nice old one coming up.
You get 19 of that. You get the first. Yeah.
19 of what?
19 of Machine Man has the first Jack-o'-lantern in it.
That's really nice. Wow.
Nice
that is a beauty. That's rare to find in that condition.
Oh, what a beauty.
That was just the condition of
longer,
it.
even more.
Kyle.
I was going to say, it makes you wonder whether they ever read them.
Yeah.
Only read them once.
What issue Machine Man, Kyle?
18 and 19 are money books. 18 for the X-Men, 19 for the first Jack-o'-lantern.
Jack-o'-lantern.
The Masondale, the one that kills whoever.
Macandale, isn't it?
Yeah, Macandale.
Oh, Macandale.
Then that Ditko run there. There's a classic Stiltman cover.
Black Goliaths all over the shop. We've shown them Black Goliaths like.
Yeah, because what was happening, Ray, is even though only a couple of people came in to look at it, so these would have been picked up like a bunch, and then into a box, another bunch into a box, and then then into another box, and then someone else come along later. I watched them in the auction house. I watched them when they were looking at it. So they got these 4 boxes or whatever there was, and they take them out, look at a few, put them over there, take a few out, look at a few, and put them somewhere else. And so you've got chunks. It's like shuffling cards, but in chunks.
I won't be surprised you got 2 lots of that Black Goliath in there, because I'm sure you showed them quite a few. And there's only 5 in the run. I think you showed about 20 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 3 lots in there or something.
That's
Always
kind of
nice
a
one.
key. That's Medusa's first solo story.
That's a reprint, though, isn't it?
No, not the front story. Issues 12 to 18 aren't reprints.
With the telltale sign there, see it?
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
Is that the staple?
Rusty staple.
Oh, Rusty staple.
Yeah,
I'm
12
not
to
gonna force it
18 of
yet.
that series are all minor keys.
Can you see the top one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're both a bit manky.
12 to 20 are major or minor keys. 12's the first Captain Marvel. 13's the first Carol Danvers. 14's a solo Spider-Man story. 18's the first Guardians of the Galaxy. 20's the first solo Doom story. 15 back there was like the first Medusa solo story. There's the one
I
to
was asking the other day somebody about with Rusty Staples when they're encased. You know, do they put some kind of inhibitor on them to stop it continuing to do so? Because obviously air's still inside those cases.
Well, okay, so iron needs water and air to rust.
Yeah.
So as long as there's no water, it won't get any worse. And it doesn't spread unless it has air and water.
Rusty Staples sounds like it should be.
Those are semi-key. That's the Chthon story and the Darkhold taking over to her. That's relevant to what's going on with Agatha right now. And it's John Byrne artwork.
He was an old baseball player, weren't he? Rusty Staples.
Yeah, it must have been. Even our country music singer.
And if he wasn't, he should have been.
I watched Agatha all along. I watched the series Agatha all along, and I really, really liked about the first 7 episodes. And I think it's like 9 episodes in it. And it was like where's the next episode? It finished on nothing.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to loosely tie it into the Vision Quest series. They're just trying to push them forward. Major key.
Well, I mean, the thing is, what they've done is they try to turn Scarlet Witch has now become a male homosexual.
No, that's her son. That last Avengers you show was the first Scott Lang.
I know it's his son. That's they turned him into Scarlet Witch because I mean, as far as the TV is concerned, they've killed Scarlet Witch, haven't they? So.
Into the box. I'm so pleased that I got these made. Do you know what these are, guys? You won't know what these are. You two, you new ones. You know when you got a comic box like this, and that's the villain bit there at the back, right?
Yeah.
So that does not go to the top of the box. No. So whatever you put in there, there's a little gap. So the top of the comic is going to do that.
Yeah.
So I've been using like British annuals, but I want to sell the British annuals, so I got some hardboard ones of these made, and they're just perfect. So it doesn't bend, the comic. So I've got a pallet of these downstairs because I need like 200 of them for 100 comic boxes.
Yeah.
I sometimes use it like a thick piece of cardboard at the end. Like
I always sort of tape about half a dozen pieces of cardboard together and put them in the back of the box.
Yeah, if I've got like expensive book, like a couple of expensive books at the beginning, like part of my Atom box, my Atom, like my early showcases with Atom in, I have a cardboard there.
I just stick my oldest comic at the front of the box.
Yeah. It's so annoying because I've seen comic boxes because you get, there's different brands and different makes. I've seen long boxes and short boxes where that lip comes to the top and it doesn't damage your comics. So they've saved the sliver of cardboard and stopped it being fit for purpose.
And sometimes if you've got like really tight in the box, they end up going down the bloody wall, the gap in between the two as well, don't they? Rather
Oh,
than
yeah.
when you stuff your comic boxes as bloody stuffed full as I do, I'm always. I have to literally turn most of my comic books. I have to put on the end, so the gravity makes them sink down a bit before I can stick any more in the top. That's a cheapskate way of doing it. Follow me for more cheapskate tips, guys.
Well, I've got about an hour and a half longer than I physically thought I could, so I need to tap out.
All right, mate. Lots of love, mate. Thoughts of you for your for the funeral and that.
Appreciate all you
Exciting,
guys. Next time I see you, I'll be a year older and through the funeral services.
Happy birthday, mate. Have a good one.
Hope you have a good birthday.
Cheers, Kyle.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah, the first
I actually bought some
magazine
magazine boxes. Bought some magazine boxes the other day because I don't just buy comics anymore. I buy odd shaped stuff that don't fit in a comic box.
Yeah,
it's so frustrating. I mean, obviously, again, buying collections as I do, you end up with all sorts of stuff, and I want to sell it. Magazines is a big one. At least that all has a similar size. But you know what? The price to get boards and bags and boxes for magazine size is considerably more expensive than comics.
Definitely.
It's unjustified completely in terms of the cost of the materials or the production, So it's just they're just ripping us off.
Yeah, well, I've got about 100 Mad magazines and about a couple of hundred Star Trek or that kind of size book, and I'd love to get bags and boards for them. But like you said, the price of them, I thought, no, it's not really worth it, sort of thing.
I wanted to get something.
If I try to sell them, I mean, the bags and boards are going to cost me more than I might as well take them down a junk shop, sort of thing, I want to get rid of.
Tempest, have you been a long time watcher of the show, Tempest, like going back for a year or so?
No.
And Terry, how long ago did you start watching?
I stopped probably watching just when you asked me to join. To be honest, I might have watched a couple of odd episodes.
So let me just flash something past
right.
you. Let me see what you think to these.
That explains why
I just didn't know you existed, mate. That's half the reason.
That's why there's always a big zero next to the how many people are watching whenever we do this show. So it's that's the only way.
These are already accounted for in somebody's pile. But let's see what your opinion is of these.
Oh yeah. I think I saw you. I've seen you show these.
So this is an Australian reprint of Captain Marvel,
owned by Mr. Creswell.
This was a Mr. Creswell's book, and it's 2 pages to a page. It's a reprint, and so there's just a whole batch of them. Is that something that you guys like in any way?
Not really.
No. I've got a bunch of the DC stuff, the reprint stuff. I don't like picking stuff like that up.
You do. Let me just run and get you one thing that's like crazy size. I'll be 2 or 3 minutes.
But that's the thing, though. But I mean, do you collect 2000 AD as well, Tempest?
Do what? Sorry.
You get 2000 AD. Do you collect 2000 AD?
I've got a stack of monthlies, and I've got a stack of old 2000 ADs. But there was a point where I'd stopped being interested in it.
Yeah.
I remember reading
Nemesis. 2000 AD went to crap at a certain. I remember when I was like a teenager, the quality of the story just deteriorated, and the art. Yeah. It's like let's get some arseholes in who can't draw properly to bloody well come and do some art.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember reading a Nemesis the Warlock story. The artwork I just couldn't make out what was going on because of the artwork. Yeah. But certainly the early stuff. Yeah. Fantastic.
Definitely stuff. Definitely went down in quality. But I'm more like, because I got boxes for them. Like I've got 5 boxes. I don't remember them being expensive. I got a bunch of bags, but I never ever found any boards for them. And I wanted to sort of try and sort them out. Maybe start collecting. Try and get from number 1, like to like I don't know 666, something like that. It's a nice heavy metal sounding number.
Yeah.
So maybe that. But it's like
I think
boards for them, so they fit nicely better in the box and they stand better in the box. When they're just in bags, it's hard. They're flopping around and all that kind of thing. It's like
I know a place that does sell them, but I don't know necessarily know how cheap they are.
No.
Now, when they first come out, I mean, I was 78? They came out, so I'd have been 21, and I bought 10 of number 1, 10 of number 2, 10 of number 3, right up to number, because I could see how they were, going. And over the years, I sold them. They've all gone now. I wish I had kept one set of the 10. But I did carry on collecting it, and I think I collected up to about issue 700. But as you said, I stopped reading it probably at issue 300. Just carry on, because let's see if we complete the set, because I mean it's got to stop soon, because I mean most British comics did, didn't they? Of course, that one didn't, as it happens. I mean it's on issue 2,200 or something now, isn't it?
Has he not gone further now after the year 2000 than it was actually before the year 2000 now?
That's what surprised me. I mean, I thought they'd change its name once it got. I mean, it started in say 1978. I thought that when it got to 2000, they would have changed it to 3000. I was expecting them to change its name when
2000 AD,
2000 AD is out of date, really, isn't it?
I've only brought this for comparison purposes.
Right.
Can I just tell you something?
It's nice,
Darren. I've got that, and that was one of my earliest comic books. That's the annual, the first appearance of Sinister Six, isn't it?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I've got that. I was looking for that the other day. It's in one of my boxes. I remember because I bought it when I was on holiday in Mallorca or something, and I just really loved that story. Yeah.
Well, that is a near mint treasury, and that's quite rare to find these days.
Treasury version,
that's the reprint of the first annual, then, isn't it? Is that a reprint of the first annual, or is it a new story?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think it's the reprint of the first annual. It looks exactly like one I've got, but mine's not a treasury. Mine's just like a magazine kind of one.
There's no real volume 1 of the 14.
Who's the artist? Steve Ditko.
That's Sinister Six. Is
Steve Ditko, the artist?
Created and written by Stan Lee, illustrated by Gil Kane, embellished by Jiao Kawawaw.
Gil Kane? Oh, it might be a new one then. Well,
it's
now, but it might not be a
reprint. First page, inside page, see if it is the one I thought it was.
That's the problem. When there's big things, it's easy to damage them.
Oh, it's in colour. Mine's in black and white.
Yeah. Well, the first Spider-Man annual would have been by Steve Ditko, wouldn't it? So that would have been a new story.
Gil Kane. I didn't know Gil Kane did much in the way of two.
Well, there's a more.
He did a lot of covers for Marvel. It's great art. Gil Kane's a lovely artist. Yeah, that's got. I mean, it's an old story, but it's not a reprint. It's a new story. It's not a reprint.
Well,
I think it's the same cover though. I'm sure it's the same cover as the one that I've got.
It's similar to the
annual.
It's similar to the annual, but because it's got the same characters on it. But it's
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Anyway,
so that's nice.
Since I picked up the pile, I'm just showing you the size. This is not what I'm trying to show you, but this is really nice condition.
Yeah.
As well.
See, I'll pick up Marvel stuff. I'll pick up treasuries.
Yeah.
That one, Darren?
No.
I had most of the DC treasuries, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember where I bought them because you couldn't get newsagents.
You can't
so
lose them.
high grade.
They're big enough.
Yeah. No,
I mean, you could ask.
No, I mean, I sold them, but what I mean is I can't remember where I bought them because they didn't sell them in newsagents. You couldn't get them in newsagents. They didn't do them. So I can only assume that I bought when comic shops started.
Why is that called a giant superhero team up when they're kicking the crap out of each other? They're not teaming up. They're kicking shit out of each other. That's completely
against the Avengers, isn't it?
That's incorrectly named. That is not a team up. It's a dust up.
Oh, that one's had a look. That one's had a bloody corner fold, big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not too bad. That can be.
You get it out
because you know what? It's not. Oh shit! Actually, well, I say that, but this page has got quite a bad fold on.
Yeah.
But that's not too difficult to rectify, largely speaking, as long as it's not actually made a crease, and it hasn't. It's got a kind of a roll rather than a crease.
Yeah. Now, when the first Superman versus Spider-Man came out, that one.
You're a genius. How did you know?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have the 75p copy. I had the dollar copy, and as I said, I can't remember how I bought the bloody thing. I can only assume it was at conventions.
That again, you can see there's a bit of a curl there, but that, I don't downgrade on that curl. That flattens out.
But I mean,
that
the scent version for that in mint or in near mint condition can go for about 300 quid now.
So what I wanted to show you is this is a bag and a board that I bought.
Christ!
Wow.
That is way bigger than a treasury.
Oh God! Yeah. There's actually a comic in there.
And I had to buy those to fit these.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, precisely.
Rouse, literally, yeah.
Wow.
Now
that's
this
really
is a
big
really
for a British comic, isn't it?
It's a British reprint of Shazam.
It's an Australian one from about late 1940s or early 1950s.
Wow.
It costs
but there's like the first 6 issues.
That's
wow.
I wonder what it's actually reprinting. How old they're reprinting?
It's got like the old forces.
You think if they're from the 1940s, are they new stories or are they reprinting the American stuff?
It's reprints. Look, Mary Marvel. So this isn't part of the Captain Marvel family.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that, but I'm just wondering, being as they're so old, are they actually reprints of the stories, or have they actually written them themselves?
That's number 8.
Soon there were reprints.
Yeah.
The Phantom Eagle. The Phantom Eagle. Didn't you show Phantom Eagle annually earlier on? Someone showed a Phantom Eagle.
Number 8. No, Phantom Eagle. Yeah. It was on one of them ones today.
When did Australia start doing dollars? Because I mean, they're all 6 pence, aren't they, or 6pence? They're all old.
I don't know. Did they change when we decimalised?
Possibly.
Maybe. Change it to dollars a day.
But they're absolute beauties. They came out of Frank Dobson's collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He emigrated to Australia and brought these back.
And how much did you have to pay for them bloody bags and boards?
But you know what? I don't know. It wasn't as horrific as you think. Probably about 50p a bag and 50p a board, something like that. I think I bought 100 of each, and I can't remember. I don't think I bought them specifically for these, but I don't know why I bought them. And that's the problem, is that, you know, if you want to bag and board stuff, and I do,
so
you end up needing so many different sizes. It's so expensive to do.
You know the English comic, comedy comic Beezer. That would be about the same size.
Yes. That's why I bought them, Terry. You've nailed it. I bought a collection of Topper and Beezer from a different guy, and they were amazing condition.
Mate, Beezer were like a broadsheet, weren't they? Like
that's right.
Yeah. And what it was, I tell you what it was. Now you've reminded me. I remembered.
They did shrink it though. They did shrink it down to the Beano size, I think, before it was deleted.
Way later. I bought Beezer from number 1 and Topper from number 2, I think.
Right.
And it was probably about a 5 to 10 year run, something like that, of each. And the guy also had Beano and Dandy.
Yeah.
And Beano and Dandy are half the size. UK paper size is doubled, doesn't it? A2 to A3 to A4 is half or double, whichever way you're going. So basically, Beano and a Dandy is A4, and a Beezer and a Top is A3.
Yeah.
So basically, the guy when he was a kid got these comics, and his dad had made him from wood boxes that stood probably that tall, and they were A3 width. They were perfectly suited to the Beezer and the Topper size, and so the guy got his comic and he laid it flat in the bottom, and he built them up. And this wooden box had walls all round, including a top and a sliding wooden door. So when I got them, they were just incredible because they hadn't even been sun damaged, because you'd have the sliding door. Well, I sold them at auction through Compal. Have you heard of Compal?
No.
It's a guy called Malcolm Phillips, and he's a great guy. He runs one of the most well-known auction houses for comics in the UK, and he only auctions top stuff because it's a waste of his time not to do top stuff. And so he's the expert in the UK, or one of the experts on British comics. And so he gets offered so many shitty condition Beezers and Dandies and Toppers and so on that he was like, "Oh, Darren, I've heard this story so many times." And I said, "I think some of them could be near mint." He said, "They are not near mint, Darren. Everyone thinks they're blah 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 blah." Anyway, I said, "I'm going to drive down to London and bring them to you, and you can see what you want to do with them." So anyway, I took them down to him. And he said, "I'll grade them up and put them into an auction over the coming year." And he called me up one day and he said, "I owe you an apology." He said, "I do not grade comics near mint for this kind of stuff. It doesn't exist. Near mint in these old British comics from the 1950s and before does not exist." He said, yours are near mint, some of them. He said, "I don't grade near mint. I will be putting yours in the auction as some of these are near mint." So that's how good these comics had been because of the.
They still made an old newspaper, aren't they? That was the funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They were fabulous. I mean, I got a great price for them. I was over the moon, and they're all gone. So I don't have any Beano or Dandy or Topper and stuff like that anymore. No. I'm not saying no, I'll buy them if I get the chance, but it's so rare to get a. I don't know.
Only the old ones sell, isn't it? Only got the old ones that you can get any money for.
I don't think there's that many buyers left. There
is, Gray. There is. If you go prior to 1969, you've got to be before 1969. That's the key. Mm. And it's not like there's a shitload of buyers, but the buyers that are there do buy. And so you don't need tons and tons of buyers. They will buy, but they've already got most of the issues in low grade. So you're going to have to find high grade to sell to them. But the war years are the best because in the war there were adverts in the comics to say, for the war effort, bring your comics after you read them down to the paper factory. We'll pulp them for the war effort. Yeah. And so many war comics were pulped and destroyed for the war effort. So those ones are particularly rare. Yeah. And they fetch. You're talking £100 each.
I blame the Nazis personally.
I saw a Dandy the other day. It was on there. I think somebody, and it wasn't in that great condition. I think it went for about 350, 400 pounds.
Yeah.
It was in a bit of it wasn't, as I said, the condition of it wasn't very nice. But,
simply because they are genuinely rare. I mean, I'd be amazed if there's more than 200 known copies of every one of them, and probably 100 further copies yet to be sort of found in collections still out there.
1938, wasn't it? 1938.
Oh, the first one. Oh shit!
Yeah, 1938.
Yeah.
That's 38 for the Beano and 39 for the Dandy, wasn't it?
I don't know, but it would be around that era. Yeah, definitely.
Because what is it? The Beano is still being printed, and the Dandy is still being done, but only online, isn't it?
I don't know. Again,
the other way round.
I thought they'd merged at some point. Beano and Dandy gone together or something. The final comic merger.
Yeah, there was an issue that said exciting news inside. That's when you knew a comic was merged.
I know that. I'm sure that one of them is supposed to be online. You can read Beano or the Dandy online.
I think it might have been. I think I remember reading it might have been Beano that did.
Yeah.
Did that.
Beano was 1938, so you've got your facts exactly right there. And the Dandy was 1937.
Dandy came out before.
I thought the Beano came out first, but
yes, I know.
This is only according to Atomic Avenue. It might be wrong.
I thought it was because the Dandy definitely didn't have as many. It wasn't as high a number.
Well, the Beano is the main one, and the Dandy
they come out once a week, didn't it? I love
how every single old British comic book has got it's named after a slang from that time. There's all old slang, like going for a Beano, and everyone a Beano Dandy, a Topper, Beezer. It's all kind of like words. And
my brother used to collect core. The gorilla.
Whizzer and chips.
Yeah, that stuff. But do you know what the longest? I thought they'd stopped doing them. Do you know what the longest running comic book or comic magazine, if you like, is? It still runs. It's British. Yeah. I didn't know they still did them. Commando. I mean, it's on a show about 5,700. But I was reading up, and they say that what they're doing is there's still four printed a month, but 2 are reprints and 2 are new stories.
Wow.
That's incredible, isn't it? That's the
I've got
longest
all downstairs of Commandos.
It's amazing that they can still come up with new stories, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or they just
Although
pretend
they're
they're new
not
stories, and they
variations
are
on the
really
theme, innit?
reprints from because when you talk, that's why they say like Dad's Army never gets old because it's already old.
Yeah.
The same thing with the war stories in the books. There, they can't be old because they already are. So maybe they do.
Essentially, it can keep going forever, can't it? Because at some point they'll get to the point of when they're reprinting the stuff that's coming out now.
Yeah.
So it'll never stop.
Yeah. But no, it's incredible. No, I bought them occasionally, but I just could never get into them. I just don't know. They used to do because they used to do about 4. Well, they used to do the 3 versions, didn't they? An army one, a navy one, and an air force stories and things like that, didn't they? They had to say that.
I was
I've read a few,
more
but
into Star Blazer than the army stuff.
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't know. Are they still in black and white? 'Cause I think they were in black and white originally. I don't know whether they're in colour
Yeah,
now.
they are.
I would have thought so. It would be a tradition lost if it's gone colour.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it's got a colour
They're on
cover.
sale, though. Where do they sell them? Never seen them in the newsagents or anything.
You could get them in news agents, couldn't you?
Did they?
So they sell them online, or I've never seen.
I don't know. I don't know whether you can get them on news agents now, but I think you can get them online.
Well, I think because I think they do them digitally as well, don't they? That's probably so. Like most of these things now. But no, it's incredible to think. I mean, how long ago that is. I think I'd say that's older because I always thought the Beano and the Dandy were the oldest. But
Star Blazer.
This is, to my knowledge, the only Star Blazer I have.
Oh.
But in a collection, in an old collection of DC that I bought a while ago, the guy, after I'd finished buying his DC, says, "Oh, I've got some other stuff." I said, "What you got?" He said, "I'll bring it out." And he brought out, I'll show you what he brought out. It's terrible condition.
An Action Comics #1.
No, I wish. Right, so there you go. Look, there's the condition.
Bloody hell.
Oh my gosh.
You know, this is grey condition, isn't it?
Even worse.
That's not even grey condition. That's being really unfair to grey.
That's hamster cage condition. Oh, is it Commando? Is it a war?
So this is like,
I remember those.
War Fiction Library.
There were three main ones: War, Battle, and Commando.
Yeah.
There were plenty of others. There were probably about 50 different things. But for example, I mean, I've got all sorts of like back covers and all sorts of shit here. I mean, that stuff looked rusty staples and absolutely knackered.
Half of that's freaking budgie cage material, isn't it?
Now this is your grade, Gray. This is your stuff, mate. This is, but it looks stuff like this.
Is that your pile?
You can put the adverts on video. She ain't got
that's
nobody.
right. Oh, half of that looks like confetti.
Sexton Blake, bloody hell.
She ain't got no body.
Sexton Blake, that was on the radio, wasn't it?
The name sounds familiar.
Darren, you're not that old, really, are you? So the Sexton
I'm
Blake
not old enough for Sexton Blake on the radio.
That was on the radio, wasn't it? It was a radio serial, I think. Sexton Blake.
Sounds like should be copyright slang for something.
Sexton Blake Rake.
So there's a ton of them, and they're honestly, it's just a jumbled up mess. Then there's some of this.
I remember Dick Barton. Do you remember Dick Barton?
Yeah.
Dick Barton was on the radio when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think it was reprints. The Strong Room.
No, it was definitely when you was a kid. It was
Thriller Picture Library. You can just see it near the 10D mark at the top. It's a bit blurry.
Yeah, I think Dick Barton originally was 40s, so you would have been hearing reprints. Repeats.
Yeah, it was replays. Yeah, John Steele, Special Agent.
Picture Library.
Not just Picture Library, but Super Action Picture Library.
Not just any old picture library.
R.I.P. Kirby.
Rick Kirby has a name.
There was a Rick Nolan, wasn't there? Wasn't there
was that 10p or 10p on that one?
Yeah, Rick Nolan was in Tiger or something. He was a racing driver as well. Do you guys remember that? Blackshirt, Island of Fear.
He even bothered sellotaping that one up.
Yeah, I mean, shit. This is so low grade.
Kansas Kid. So the British was even making bloody cowboy books.
What else is there? But then, right, in amongst this lot, let me put it back on the shelf. Oh,
After that, looks like it's good for someone who does art projects.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
They can make collages of them.
Yeah.
So you remember I said that one of them was called War, one was called Battle, and one was called Commando.
Yeah.
And you've gone Commando tonight.
Well, Commando's very expensive. Is the main one for the value. But if you get down to the low numbers of any of them, you're okay. So look, this is number 22 of War.
Really? Okay.
That's in decent condition as well, huh?
Well, it is. I mean, I've put the bag on.
Oh,
yeah.
It has got a big rough job, but that's nevertheless, it's 21.
Right. Airborne. I dare say some of the old ones that go for a bit of money.
19.
Have you looked at the prices on those? What you expect from them?
10D, and well, that's what so these would be sold on market stores or whatever, and that's someone writing a 4p on there, just a massive 4.
I just looked up Sexton Blake. The first film was in 1938.
Yeah,
Sexton Blake and the Hooded Terror. So they were films. It wasn't a serial. They were films.
But it might have been on only films. Sometimes they cross over from different media.
There has been one. So there's been one that was made in 1975 as well. So between 38 and 75, they've been.
The name's familiar, but
I think it's like. I think it's a bit like Sherlock Holmes. I think it's It's...
So what's cool is it's going down. That's number 7. That's really battered. It's got tape cover, tape spine, but nevertheless, it's a number 7.
Well, if that's masking tape, it might come off.
But then the comic would fall apart anyway. So number 6.
No, but I think it could be put together properly. That's what I meant.
It's the name of a Bolt for our album for Valor, I think. The Gallant Feud. That's not wasn't there a movie called that?
Could be.
Yeah, I think there was.
3 is really bad because that's got ripped. That's the second page there.
That one's been torpedoed.
That one has been torpedoed. Number 2.
By a mine or something.
Number 2.
Wings of Victory.
And even a number 1.
Yeah. How do you know?
Well, it could be a very late reprint of the same cover, but
have you got number 1? It doesn't say number 1 inside.
Yeah, it doesn't say number 1 inside, but there's places where you can see the cover.
A picture library of a picture library.
Yeah. So basically, in amongst that lot was like number 1 to number 25 of those.
Right.
Now, okay, they're in shitty grade, but if you're a collector of that kind of thing,
well, they're all readable, aren't they?
They cost money. They cost money in nice grade. So,
as I say, but they're all readable. I mean, it's only the cover, the thing. So, if you like that kind of stuff,
if you can find the grey man of the Commando world, they're probably you'll be able to buy it. They'd buy them all.
Well, I did some time ago put them in the Facebook group and say I want about 100 quid for these. And they give me a hard time saying, "No, you won't get more than 50 quid for them." Well, even 50 quid, something.
Yeah.
But I'm not. But also, I do know that in the Facebook groups, they are always after the bargain.
Oh yeah, they always want it for 8p. If you're selling it for a penny, they want it for 8p.
Yeah. So that gave me the idea that actually I could get 100 for them.
But Darren, with something of that age, because I mean the tenpence, what's it there? They got to be what 1940s, 5? No, they can't be because it's about the war, so it must be about 55, 56.
Let me see if I can quickly find out. I might be able to quickly find out.
Yeah.
That would be really weird if they were from the 1920s. What?
No, they won't be there. No, I don't think they'll be there. It'll be about 56, 57 or something or other. 55.
Oh, it's tough to find these on my normal place. Oh, here we go.
If they were that old, they'd be classed as sci-fi, wouldn't they? Not war books.
Yeah.
Ah, here we go. 1958. The first one was 1958.
I mean, I was just wondering whether a museum would be interested in them. You know,
13 years after the war.
Well, I don't mind a museum buying them off me, but I'm not giving them for free.
No, I didn't mean for that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a museum buying them. You know, because they're they're part of history, aren't they?
It might do.
Saying
that
they're younger than me, so am I part of history?
So I don't know.
Well, I was only one when the first one came out, mind you, but there you go.
I think what will probably be the final resting place of them will be an eBay sale as a bulk lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sell on eBay when there's a chance for someone to get them for like £2. So I'd want to put like a reserve on it or something.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, to anybody that collects them, 25 of them for £100. I mean, you're talking £4 each. I mean, it's not bloody, it's not ludicrous money, is it? By any stretch?
I think it's a bargain.
Yeah.
For the early numbers, yeah. It depends what they normally go for, like a better condition. Unless you've done your research, you don't know, do you?
Well, there are great
those
Facebook selling this kind of stuff. And, in the Commandos, which is a different range, I often see people bidding on, because in the Facebooks they can have some kind of a bidding thing. I've seen like £4 and £5 as a bulk of like 10 comics for like 50 quid. People have bidded up to.
Yeah.
So and these are not the earliest numbers. These are like issue 200 or something. So I'm sure that they're worth. I'm not that far off. Let's put it that way. I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I also think that's fair. I mean, there are one or two of them are a bit scrappy, but majority.
Oh, they're all really scrappy. But
scrappy.
If you're a war collector of this set and you don't have these, in fact, you're miles away from collecting these, I think that this is worth a buy because they're very rare in any grade. In fact, it looks like there's a gap from like number 1 to 10 and then up to number 17. So there's a little gap there, but nevertheless, 1 to 10 is. I would expect 100 quid for this lot, 20 of them, £5 each on average. But anyway,
imagine finding comic boxes.
Say again, Tempest.
No, so manage to find some comic boxes for those.
There are actually. Yeah.
They're only a little bit bigger than the card boxes, aren't they? Because you can get card boxes.
But they're a nightmare. I mean, I've actually found a way. This is just a normal comic bag doubled over, so that'll do for me.
Yeah.
Let's show up. Let's see if I can show my comics.
This is a real horror showing in the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Witching Hour, 100 pager.
Yeah. Here's a nice one.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this is a very rare thing. 3 DC collectors all in the same place.
Well, I only hang around with the best of YouTube, so DC collectors, obviously, the intelligent DC collectors gravitate to the same place, you say.
I like these things, I don't collect. I have very similar to taste to you in these war and these horror.
We don't hang out with the Marvel oi polloi. We have the elite, the YouTube elite here. That's why no one's watching.
I'm a Marvel oi polloi, I reckon. But DC is close second.
We're so elite that if we get more than one person watching at any time, we have to end the stream because we can't just let any old fuddy daddies in.
Oh, that's nice.
This one's weird. This one, that's why I was asking Carl early on what a Devil Dog was. Fighting Devil Dog. This is character. Weirdly, this character's name is Rock. It's like, have they not got any other names they can give to their blinking army guys? he's got like a bit of shrapnel in his head that's moving into his brain or something, and he's gonna die at any second or something. And here he is in flames, jumping onto the enemy. I thought that was
How
pretty
old is that
hardcore.
one though? Is it before Sergeant Rock or after?
I just realised this is going to be perfect for this week's cover slingers.
Yeah.
Something
What's
on
this
fire.
week's slinger?
Something on fire.
He's not in a chair.
Something on fire.
A
That's
person.
going in.
I thought you said it had to be in a chair.
Cover slingers.
That's modern. That's very modern.
Yeah, modern. Couple of modern
Yeah,
ones
with
here.
that modern rubbish.
Yeah, you're right. They don't stand out as well either. You look at that, you can't see it as
Well,
well. But
that first one, so I had to look that up to see if I had it, and the other one I'd never even seen before. I did have the first one, but I haven't.
Oh, Mark would be all over that one. Now you managed to get that one, and Mark hasn't got it.
I got it for £1. I was thinking of selling it to him for £5.
He'd take it for 20.
Yeah, maybe. I'll try.
So that's one of those DC titles that totally skipped me. That Secrets of the Haunted House. I don't remember ever seeing that.
It was probably maybe a bit late. I saw it as a kid. I remember seeing it as a kid. That's one of the ones I bought a few issues of when I was younger. And like I'm trying to get the full run of it now. It's the only one of few horror titles I'm trying to get the full run of, because it's one of the ones that's like possible, because it's only about 30 or something, 24 or something like that in the run. So it's more reasonable to be able to get a full run.
Do not remember that.
Unlike Ghosts and Unexpected and House of Anything.
Yeah, so those ones, I mean, I used to collect most of them, but that one, it just completely passed me by. I just don't remember. Because what Rob Fatstacks, when he shows his stuff that he's bought and everything else, he started showing some of them along with the Marvel ones he showed. He started showing some of those, and I never bloody heard of them before because I didn't even think they'd come over here. But then a couple of years,
here's one from my Kevin Badger pedigree.
Yeah. You need a new box for Kevin Badger.
Yeah, I need a new box just for my Kevin Badger books.
Have you got a load of Kevin Badgers?
Yeah, one of the guys on one of the sellers on Facebook, he's got a load of these Kevin Badges, and I've pretty much bought all of them. I think he's written his name all over them and even his initials. But it's like I'm now.
You haven't just started writing Kevin Badger on your comics, have you, Gray?
My secret now.
to increase the value with the pedigree.
You discovered my secret. I've been forged your Kevin Badgers.
When I was buying the Action Comics, going back to the old ones like the 60s and 59 and 58, there was a guy on eBay, and he was selling a load of the ones I wanted, but every single one of them had got somebody's, I can't remember what the name was now, but somebody's name on them. Now, one or two of them were all right because it was very, very faint and you could hardly see it. But what I didn't know was, and thankfully the guy told me before I bought them, this person has written the name on, not only on the front cover, not only on the back cover, but on virtually every bloody page in the book.
Oh,
God. And he didn't have very nice handwriting either. And he'd written it in such a way in ink that he'd written in there that the ink had blotted onto the page as well.
Oh, no.
So the whole inside of the book was a complete and utter mess. It looked bleeding all, and they're virtually all the same. And this guy was trying to get like, oh well, he's seen, like Action, whatever it was, 236, and he'd seen it for 40 quid on eBay. So he was trying to get 40 quid for it as well. I would have given 40 pence for the bloody thing, 40 quid.
Yeah.
And it was such a shame because they were really nice books. Other than this writing over them, the books were actually in decent nick. And if it had just been the writing on the front cover and the neat ones, I would have probably bought them. But when he opened them up and you see inside, but I thought, what's the matter with that person?
I saw one book, and I don't know if I saw it on one of your shows, Gray, or not. I don't know. I can't remember. But someone, them date stamps, they used to put a stamp on a front cover. Well, the date stamp person must have been bored shitless and just gone, doo, 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 doo. There must have been 50 of the same date stamp all over the front cover.
Yeah. I picked up an Action comic. It was issue 320, and it was a 10D one. And it had 2 T&P price stamps on it. They put it on there, and it hadn't quite on there properly. So I'll have another go.
Yeah.
I bought it. It didn't cost a lot, and I did buy it so I would have it. And then a little
I've
bit
got-
later on, I found a really nice copy, and I bought that. And so I put this other one on eBay, and I put a little blurb on it. I said, "So good they priced it twice."
Ah.
Yeah.
And it's sold.
There's some like comic and book exchange shops back in the day used to put a great big stamp over it.
yeah.
And I've got a few like these big triangular, like a couple of
Yeah,
big
the
triangular
triangle.
stamps on it, a couple of T&P stamps on it as well. It's like,
Yeah.
There was a
and it's an issue of World's Finest that and it's really dark cover, and Superman and Batman are fighting this guy, and his head is a glowing orb. And every single copy of that I see, the stamp's
Yeah,
right over
there's
his
always
head.
right in there.
Every single one. I've never
No,
seen it stamped
there was
anywhere else.
There was a comic shop when I still lived in London, sort of thing, in the early 70s, and it was about the first comic shop I knew of. It was in Brixton, and this guy used to bloody get magic marker and write right in the middle of it, which is at sixpence.
Shit, there's so many of them magic marker
I've got a few
sixes.
of those.
Loads.
And I walked
I've got a few
one
of
day I
those.
was in the shop and I was looking through all these things there, and I said, and I just lost my bloody temper. I said, "Why the Christ do you do this to these books?" And it's all you're talking about. And I said, "Oh well, that's I said, "But you don't have to put that price. Why can't you put a label on the front of the box? They're all the same bloody price. You're charging £6 for them, or 10pence for them, and stick them in a box that's got their 10pence, their 6pence. Like nowadays you say a $1 box or a £1 box or a £2 box or a £5 box or whatever. I couldn't believe it. The state, but he must have listened to me, because when a few months later I went in, looking for some things, not expecting to find anything other than with all the marks on, and there wasn't any marking on them, and he had actually started putting them in the boxes, and he said he actually was selling them. He was actually, because no bugger was picking these other ones up. Great. I mean, it wasn't as if it was a neat little 6. It was a bloody great big thing.
Yeah. How long ago was that you did that?
Oh, the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I bought no end of old comics with that exact 6. And it's always a 6. Why is it 6? What was so special about 6?
That was so stupid. I mean, the comic itself originally cost 5p, and so he was making a whole penny.
Yeah.
And not only ruining the whole book, but making a whole penny. Whoopee.
Yeah. Well, the thing that does my head in a lot is price stickers of like W.H. Smith or somewhere,
Yeah.
There's an amount. I bought a huge collection from a guy I can't remember, probably about 3,000 comics or something, and I bet you 2,500 have got a price sticker on the cover.
Yeah, well, originally Forbidden Planet used to put price stickers on there.
Yeah.
They didn't bag and board anything. They used to put price stickers straight on there.
Well, bagging and boarding back then just wasn't done. But in a proper comic shop, usually they would have the new comics on a shelf and a sign up to say, if it's the US price is such and such, convert to this in English and so on. But there were plenty of shops, and usually the bigger chains, that used to do the stickers.
Yeah.
And the newsagents, when newsagents still did them for a while. They had a great big barcode, didn't have a square bloody barcode on it.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's a bad. I normally immediately. It's not that I downgrade it to a certain point. It's the maximum grade I will then give it with a sticker is a fine. So it has to be near mint with a sticker to get a fine.
Yeah. Yeah, they say. I mean, some of them, the stickers you could peel off, and they're okay. But the majority of them just had the wrong kind of glue on them.
Yeah, you can't get them off. And also, when they changed the paper of the comic, the older, I don't know what the names for the different paper was, but they changed the texture of the cover.
Yeah.
And there was you weren't getting any sticker off. It would always pull. It would always. So I don't even bother anymore taking stickers off. I just grade it and sell it.
It's like sellotape sticking to it. If you actually stick a bit of sellotape to the front of a modern book, you just peel it straight off. It sticks to a silver ring. That's it. You've lost all the colour.
Took a tenner on it.
Yeah. Do you like stuff like that, Tempest?
But when they put stickers like that on it, if they've been on there for any length of time, even if you take them off successfully, they faded. So you can still see the bloody thing anyway, can't they?
I don't mind stuff like that. I'll pick it up every now and again.
Oh my God. I've got a large amount of stuff like that.
What book was that?
It's
an annual.
The OK Adventure Annual.
Okay.
Yeah, an absolute ton.
I've got that one because it's got Plastic Man and Doll Man in it.
Okay.
Would it so like because we're like UK annuals when it was just for kids back in the 20s and 30s, like Playbox and Chatterbox and Boyzone and that kind of stuff. Is that in or out of your range?
It's probably out, to be honest with you. If it had superhero stuff in, then.
Tempest, do you buy new stuff as well, or you just tend to buy old stuff?
I used to. I've stopped buying new stuff in recent years. Yeah. There'll be the odd bit here and there that I'll pick up, but if I
there's a Plastic Man.
Yeah, that's Plastic Man.
There's a Plastic Man mini-series. I don't know if you've seen it. It was this Black Label one. So it's a bit of swearing and a bit of that, but it's a pretty good story.
Like it was worth picking up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but let's say that's get it. I mean, it's on issue 3 now, so I mean, it's only 4 issues, so you might pick it up in trade sort of thing and be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, normally I'll trade with for stuff for new stuff anyway.
Yeah, so I shouldn't think it'd be long before that's in trade.
Even if you wait 6 months, you can get the blinking single issues for £1 each half the time.
It all depends on how popular it is, because if they suddenly make a bloody film of it,
yeah, you can be unlucky. Yeah,
I think that there's probably 100 specs, and only about 2 out of 100 make it to be long-term value.
True.
And so the people who are buying all 100 to spec, they're either breaking even or more likely losing money by specking.
Definitely.
And I think that. When COVID was here and the market went a bit crazy, I think everyone was specking. Everyone who doesn't know about comics was specking because they all get on the bandwagon. And I think what's happened with some of the price coming down now is that those people ran out of money because COVID ended.
Yeah.
And now they realize that actually no one wants to buy those things that they spec'd on. Yeah. And so that's the bit that's crashed is the spec bit. But because that spec bit partly drives the rest of it, the whole bit has to suffer.
I did a stupid thing actually with Absolute Batman. The new Absolute Batman, because when I got my order from Peebles, they had put I'd asked for the Jim Lee cover rather than the other. I didn't like the ordinary cover, and now when you buy the cardboard cover anyway, you get the normal cover inside anyway. You got the I had the Jim Lee cover, and you open it up and you got the normal one. But I said, no, I only wanted the other one. But so of course I only got one copy. 2 weeks later, they're trying to sell it for 75 quid on eBay. I was watching one of the this guy on he's Australian. He's English, but he's in Australia, and he was in one of these Australian Comic Con. He was running out and he was showing his camera and he said, "Oh, look at this over there." And there was 75. This thing, Batman, Absolute Batman, $75 or 75 Australian dollars, which is what I don't know, about 50 quid. And that was like 2 days after it had come out.
Crazy.
So I missed out on that. I could have chucked one on eBay, the extra one on eBay. But like you said, I mean, 6 months down the line, the Absolute I'm enjoying, but how long it'll last is another matter entirely. And so if it only lasts a year or so, 6 months after that, you could be able to pick that. Say that you'll be able to pick that up for £1, couple of quid. Sort of thing. So I'll tell what I'll tell you now. I don't think is like a huge secret or anything. I don't think it is damaging or naughty or anything like that. So I'll just tell you, because otherwise I'll tell you off live. But I don't think this is horrific. But if I was, and I'm not, but if I was a specker on new stuff. Then I think I don't know if it's the best way, but certainly a very good way of doing specking is because new stuff comes from Diamond, from the States through Diamond, then from Diamond to the comic shops, and from the comic shops to the people or to eBay and so on. But so therefore, Diamond. I mean, are you guys aware that? Let's say a comic at retail price, sold in a comic shop is £3, just for the easy maths. Yeah.
What Diamond charge that shop for that comic is about £2, which is a really shit margin for the comic shop, because you're having to invest £2 to win £1. And you have to order your comics something like 6 months in advance through previews of the comic shop, but you don't have orders for the majority of those new comics, right? So when I used to run a comic shop physically and do like new comics through Diamond, I used to let's say I had people coming into the shop would order probably 200 comics maybe, so I'd order their comics definitely. And then I wouldn't even order a full range of everything. I'd order probably another 100 or a maximum another 200 comics on top that I might be able to sell. Now, if you sell out of anything, you can't go back to Diamond and get more because you had to order it 6 months ago, so that it had to be printed of the right amount. So there aren't any more comics for you to get. So you miss the boat, right? Job done, end of story. But so now the problem is that's really horrific for comic shops. Get charged £2. They charge their customer £3. So the customers who are speccing, they're starting with a £3 price, in my opinion, because they're buying it from a comic shop. Even if they order 100 copies from the comic shop, they're still going to get charged £3 because the comic shop themselves gets charged £2. Why would they? There's no margin. There's nothing to play with. Now, Diamond, they have, this is 15 years ago, but I imagine it's still the same when I had a comic shop, is that to make an account, to get your comics from Diamond is the way to go. But you can only get your comics from Diamond if you have an account with Diamond. And to do that, you need to be a comic shop. Or, some things, well, you can stretch that a little bit, but not very far. So here's the stretch. This is how I would spec if I was going to spec. I would find a bunch of other speckers, maybe 5 or 6 people in total. The key piece of information here is to have an account with Diamond. You need to be like a comic shop, but also they will not open or maintain an account for you unless you commit to spend a certain monthly amount on comics, not on anything else, on comics. And when I was a comic shop 15 years ago, that amount was it equated to about 200 to 300 comics a month. So that's critical. If you don't do that, they close your account. And you can't even open an account unless you make and there's a contract that you have to end up signing that commits to buy that level for 6 months or a year or something like that. So therefore, if I was a specker, I get together with a bunch of 5 or 6 other speckers and say, right, guys, together we are effectively a comic buying collective, and we together have to fulfill the minimum order quantity per month to go to Diamond. One of them gets nominated as the comic shop, and then basically you get your spec comics at trade price. Trade price is still shit, it's still £2, but it's £1 cheaper. So now, therefore, what you could do is if you got to a minimum order of say 200, I might want to spec on 10 issues of such and such and 10 more issues of something else, and then someone else might want 10 issues of something else. You can build up to your 200. And that way, it's not too much of a burden on the individual specker, because it's 200 comics at £2 each is like, that's 400 quid a month. That's a lot of money to a spec on, and that's the case. Specs are not guaranteed returns. Like I've just said, I think that probably most speckers end up breaking even or losing money. But if you did it as a bulk, as a group of buyers, I think that you'd probably get on. You certainly get £1 off the price you pay. And that I would love to know if people are doing that. I'm sure people are doing that, because I want to buy stuff from Diamond, comic supplies, bags and boards. I've got shitloads of things to bag and board, and I want to buy those at retail trade prices, not retail. Obviously, I'm not the comic customer. But I don't have a Diamond account because I don't buy any new comics, and I can't get a Diamond account because I don't buy any new comics. So if out there somewhere is like a comic buying collective of speckers, and they need to meet this order level or whatever, I want to be part of that collective so I can get my supplies on the back of them fulfilling the minimum order. Yeah. But that's what I would do if I was going specking, which I never will do. I think personally, it's a mugs game, but everyone's different.
No, so I've never even sort of thought about it, to be perfectly honest. You know, I mean, I've been lucky occasionally. You I happened to buy something that was has become popular, but that's because I wanted to read it. Nothing to do with the spec of it.
Yeah, I think specking is buying multiple issues of something to flip in a short range flip, short term flip, at like treble your money or something. That's what I would call a specker.
Yeah.
On new stuff.
I mean,
anyway.
it's like oh Christ, was it the AWA comic company? They brought out Zero 1 or Year Zero. I mean, Year, and the first issue of that got really popular. Got slabbed. Everybody was selling it for, well, not everybody, but there was people trying to sell it for 200, 300, 400, 500 pound, things like that. And they were obviously getting that. They were selling. Within a year of that, I mean, I had missed the boat about that particular series anyway. I got the third series, I think it was, I bought. And then on eBay, one particular day, I was just looking for something else, and I just noticed this Year Zero. And how much? And also on there. And there was somebody selling Year Zero, the first series, and the second series. I think it was 18 quid, including postage. So I'll get that then. And there's been people who was charging £300 or £400 for just number one.
Yeah. Well, it's a very steep up, steep down with a bit of a tail.
Yeah,
usually.
And I mean, the same thing will happen with majority of these other ones. These sort of absolute bad. I mean, it's obviously popular because Absolute Batman, I think, is on its fourth printing for number one.
Yeah, but there's
only came out a month ago.
The other part of specking or flipping, especially flipping, is you have to advertise however you want to find the people to sell to. You have to put your name out there to sort of somehow advertise it, and a lot of people do that on Facebook. But there is a huge amount of the comic community who absolutely detest flippers because those flippers buy up all the print, and so no one else can get it. Yeah. And then they treble the price or whatever they do to the price, and then they scam or rip off.
That was an accident. Sorry about that. I was going to push that in a minute, but when there was a break in the conversation to announce that we should end the stream now because it's gone for 3.5 hours now.
I thought you were kicking us off then.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that the other side of the flip thing is that people in the comic community detest flippers. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So
I don't have a problem with any dolphins. I find all dolphins, Flipper, Nanook, whatever, they're all quite nice.
Flipper was a porpoise. It wasn't a dolphin.
And he feeds the porpoise, does it?
It's like Skippy, the bush kangaroo, wasn't a bloody kangaroo.
Was he? Was he not? Was he a wallaby?
It was a wallaby, yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll put it into. Well, we'll finish it up now, guys. We've gone on for 3.5 hours. It's 11:30, so
yeah.
Cheers for joining, everybody.
Staying up 12 to watch. What's the name of the Comic Vets show? So,
Gray, what's the likelihood of one going out on
my own
Friday?
video? Screw the Comic Vet. My video goes on at 12. I don't care about anybody else. See you later, folks.
Okay.